Lady Gaga was the very first concert I ever went to.
Really?
Yeah. My dad took me and like 4 of my siblings right after her first album dropped. And he was like, hey, this will be a fun concert. We show up and then just 1,000 gay dudes. The whole place. My dad was like, oh, this is different than what I had anticipated.
Gays in thongs being like, yes!
And the show's like provocative. She's like naked at one point. It was crazy. And then my dad, just as we're leaving, he just looks at me. He's like, just don't tell your mom about this. It was like our little gay secret. It was amazing.
You're such a
This is my dear friend, Matteo Lane. He's one of the biggest touring comedians out right now with a sold-out theater tour all over the world. And today he's in the tent to figure out why straight dudes love the Roman Empire.
How often do you think of the Roman Empire?
More frequently than you would think.
What is it about the Roman Empire that we're so fascinated by?
He tells me some of the best relationship advice I've ever heard.
You've got major trust issues. Why is she going through his phone?
And he even explains to me why the gays love Barbra Streisand and Mariah Carey.
I love Mariah. Mariah gets it. She was doing an interview and she was like, yeah, well, I'm going to do this Christmas tour and then they put me back on ice. She's 54 years old and can still sell out 3 Madison Square Garden shows like it's nothing.
All of this and more with the great Italian sculpture of a man, Matteo Lane. Welcome to camp. Is it nice? Like, do you guys have a good division of like household duties?
I think he thinks so, but I don't.
Wait, why?
Because I'm more clean than he is, and he thinks he cleans. Okay. And then yesterday, I was gone for 4 days, and he was gone for 2 days. He's like, don't worry, I clean the house, amore. And I come home, and I'm just like the house is not clean.
I can offer his side because I'm the messier of my pairing.
He's like a tornado.
But my wife is too clean.
I'm too clean.
My wife, are you someone that like, if he puts down a can on the table, like you're immediately coaster under it, or just,
I am that person.
Or just throwing away the can?
Well, I don't know if I'd throw it away. Did he finish it?
No, doesn't matter. If it's my wife, it doesn't matter.
I would let him finish his drink.
If it's half empty, she'll just be like, he's probably done with this, and throw it away. And I go, oh, babe, where's
See, now that my mom's like that. Are you using it? No, it goes.
Yeah, that's how my wife is.
That's just kind of how
my wife,
am.
It's like living with a small Chinese man. She's just collecting bottles around the house nonstop.
That's such a New York reference. Yeah, anyone not in New York has, under no circumstances do they know what you're talking about.
You don't think they do that in other places?
I grew up in Chicago. I never saw it once.
Really?
It's a New York thing.
Why is it a New York thing?
I don't know. I don't know if it's, I don't know.
Is the market rate for aluminum in New York like way higher?
It's like gold. It's like the gold rush.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a bunch of shit that New Yorkers do that other people don't. Like once you leave New York, you're like, oh, that like carrying your laundry, men wearing backpacks around downtown,
God, yeah.
like
carrying your laundry. I did the most embarrassing thing with my laundry the other day.
What?
So my
pulled out your thong.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's my wife's. No, I brought my wife was like, can you take the trash down and can you take the laundry to the laundromat? I said, of course.
The laundry.
Better. I literally was just like, take the trash, take the laundry. They're in similar size bags, similar size weight. I go down the stairs, 4-story walk up. Okay, got to get my quads going
I'm
first.
In 6.
Are you really 6 stories?
So I have such a nice ass.
Yeah, that's literally
the only reason. It's like I have like sadomasochism. I'm like, I could get a better apartment, but I'm like, but this is the only way I'm gonna get this workout in.
They need to tell Nick to do that next time he's like showing an
every
apartment.
time my friend Nick,
yes,
every time he comes upstairs, the door opens, the legitimate look on his face is like he just gave birth. Yeah, he can't breathe, and I'm like, it's not that bad. When I got my hair surgery the first time, he was my emergency contact, and I was helping him up the stairs.
Oh wow,
floor 2. He was like, I can't go anymore. I'm like, I just got out of a 10-hour surgery.
You're like a Sherpa on Everest. You're like, you have to go. You have to do it.
I move like a goat. Now you see those goats at like those like cliffs, and they're just kind of like, what's up? Yeah.
So I'm going down the stairs. I got the laundry. I got my trash, and I'm going down, and I'm like listening to something. I'm listening to a 15-minute podcast featuring Matteo Lane and
Nick Smith called "I Never Liked You." Yeah, exactly. Available anywhere you get podcasts.
Okay, all right. You know, I'm plugging you. Okay, you
okay, got it.
Okay. Pause. Anyway, so I'm carrying it all down. I walk directly past the trash, directly to the laundromat, and I show up and I go, here you go. And I drop both of them off. And the poor guy at the laundromat was like, sir, excuse me. He doesn't really speak great English. And it was just like, Mr. And I was like, what, dude? I take out my headphone like angry. I was like, dude, I'm in a rush. And he's like, it just points to like garbage leaking on the ground. I was like, oh yeah, my bad, sorry. And I like picked it up and took it over.
Better than like throwing out your laundry and then bringing him. No, because I don't have a laundry bag. I just throw my laundry in a trash bag and carry it down.
No, that's a liability.
Is it?
I mean, it's dangerous. I mean, what if you slip your mind one day? Have you ever done that, left your apartment and been like, oh, did not close the door? didn't turn the
Well,
thing off.
sometimes when I used to be thank God I live with Rodrigo now, because when I used to be on the road, like in my head, I'd be on the plane, like, did I lock the door? Like such a Home Alone moment. Like, no, it was the garage, the door that I wish I had a garage, but yeah, sometimes I think I didn't. I don't know if I locked the door or not.
Yeah. I mean,
But
every
usually
time.
no. I mean, I'm one of those people, like my whole house is clean and like I take care of everything right before I go. What are you drinking?
This is it's like a caffeine substitute.
Oh,
It's like a nootropic thing. I don't know. It helps me. I can't do as much caffeine, so I just like chug these.
what about like just a shot of espresso?
The caffeine kind of makes me anxious.
Does it? I mean, it makes
little
me
bit.
anxious. My friend Molly Merkel has a great joke. She's like, I can't tell if the creator's taken over. I had way too much coffee. I always feel like that. Sometimes I have a cup of coffee. I'm like, gotta do stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The coffee makes me jittery, but this actually makes me feel good. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I think the thing that was the most difficult when my wife and I moved in together, which again I was 23, which I think makes it a little bit
That's
easier.
so young.
It makes it like there's a malleability when you're just like a young boy. You know what I mean? Like
Are you a priest?
honestly,
The way you just described that was like, I was like, what?
yeah, it was vaguely sexual. But there is a malleability when you're just a young guy, 23 years old. I'm moving in with a
That's
woman.
young. I mean, 23 is...
Whatever she wants me to do, I will just do it.
Right.
I'm like, I'm at
Often men are looking for women to just tell them what to do. I don't know.
I have a mommy complex. That is true. I'm
Do
just
you
like,
have a mommy complex? Is that a thing that straight guys have?
Of course. I mean, yeah, 1,000,000%. I don't think I really do more than the average guy, but yeah, 100% straight guys have mommy complexes. I mean, first off, MILF porn.
I don't
is
think
like,
Italian men have mommy complexes because they never leave their lives. So there's no room for a void.
yeah, exactly.
It's
The mommy
just
complex is the side home that they live in while you're living on your own. That is, yeah.
an Italian mother would live. I mean, I watch this, like, I follow these like Italian Instagram pages, and everyone will prank their parents. So this girl, she's like 27, pranks her mom, and she's like, "All right, I'm signing the lease here." And the way the mother reacted was like, she's like, "What do you mean you're signing a lease? Who's gonna do your fucking laundry?" And she starts like scuffing up the floor. She's like, "Now you know what it's like. Now you know. You clean it. You don't have anyone to fucking clean your house for you."
Was your mom anxious when guests would come over? Like if people
No,
were
my
coming
mom
over,
was okay. I mean, like my nana would be, because
we have to clean.
Yeah, I mean, yes, my mom. We always had a clean house, but like my grandma's more that. Where like when you go in the house, even though we're her grandkids and we see her every day, like the shoes have to come off and go straight to the basement. That's what it is.
Is that what instilled the cleanliness in you?
I don't know. You know what it is. Once you start buying, like this past 2 years, I finally made money, and I'm buying, like, bought my couch, bought my bed, like I'm buying nice things to have in the house, and now because I've bought them, I really care for them, and so I think before I was just living like on a cot.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anything to care about.
Yeah.
I mean, my first apartment was a tenement apartment, 6th-floor walk up with a bathtub in the kitchen. Not like Architectural Digest, like this would look great here. Like I had to wash my dishes and ass in the same place.
No.
So, and there was cockroaches. So I didn't care about anything. Then my second apartment, I lived in an attic above Sashir Zameda. And
that's
so I
kinda
couldn't stand all the way, and there was no closet. So all my clothes were just in these baskets I found. So again, I didn't care for anything. Then I lived with Evan Williams and his wife at the time, Felicia. And I didn't have any space to care for anything. So now that I'm living on my own and I've been like I bought like a nice couch and I have like a nice, now I like, I want it to look clean.
This is like your first time having like things where you're like, I care for
I'm
these
37
things.
and I finally have a couch is what I'm trying to say. That's also New York living where I'm like, a couch? Who could imagine having a couch?
This is what happens when you get married. I remember we got married and my wife was like, we need a couch. Like that is like the first thing that happens. And she picked the largest, chunkiest Restoration Hardware leather couch. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a great couch, whatever. We get it at like Restoration Hardware, like the outlet or whatever. So it was on discount. The guy undercut us. He was like, no, this one's like a great couch. No problems with it. No scuffs, nothing like that. And then we buy it. We get it delivered to our place. There's no legs. It's supposed to have like little like legs on it. And then the guy was like, yeah, there's no legs. And then we called him up and I was like, where are the legs for the couch? He's like, yeah, it doesn't come with legs. That's why it's so cheap. I was like, dude, you told us it was, fuck. So we
You might have wanted to, I don't know, bring that up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love when people
Yeah.
whose job, like I was in Philly last year doing a theater, I forget the name of it, and maybe the Miller Theater, and the sound guy and I got into it. Because I was like, it was one of these things where you like hold the microphone and every time you held it, it made like noise.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to fix this. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's
And then-
crackling.
right. And then he's like, he tapes it. And then it still happened. I was like, oh, I'm like, it's still happening. He goes, well, what do you want me to do? And I go, well, this might shock you, but I'm not the sound guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're selling furniture, like, and it's so cheap, tell me why.
Yeah. Which the thing is, like, we don't even really care.
They just want to get it out. And they're like, this young couple's stupid and they'll take it.
And they're completely right. We were very dumb.
When you're young, yeah, you're just like, it's a deal.
Yeah, literally. And so we get it, and we get it to our place. Like I said, 4-story walk up. We're like, oh, this is going to be perfect.
Did you carry it up?
No one carried it up because, Matteo, it didn't fit.
Oh my God.
So literally it's in the lobby of our building for like a month and just sitting down there. People are walking by, like delivery guys are like stacking boxes on it. It's just like the lobby's couch.
And they let you keep it there?
No. Everyone was mad. Everyone in the building was
yeah.
like, can you move your couch? And we were like, yeah, where do we put it? So we're like trying to see if we can return it. No refund. It was an outlet. So now I'm like, God damn it.
Now you got to sell it on Facebook?
Better. My wife goes, Mark, I have a solution. And at this point, I'm just livid. I'm like filing divorce papers. I'm like, look, this is it, okay? And it's been 3 months we've been married, but this couch is going to be the end of us.
Right.
She goes, the couch doctor. I was like, what is the couch doctor?
Yeah.
And she goes, it's an old Polish guy that lives in Greenpoint that comes over with a chainsaw. He cuts it in half, carries the remnants of our destroyed couch upstairs, and then puts it back together.
That's right.
And I was like, we're not doing this. And she goes, we have to.
Yeah.
And so literally I was like, I'm leaving. Just do it, and then just let me know what happens. And I come home that day, couch is gone. I see like dust and like cotton like in the lobby. Like there's like a crime scene. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awful. Go upstairs, perfect couch. Completely perfect, assembled perfectly. You can't even see any of the stitching or any of the
still in
seams.
the same place?
Same place. Perfect couch.
Damn.
They probably like hid weapons in her. I don't know. There's probably a crime thing happening where like there's like some cover up, but it's just perfectly in the apartment, no problems at all.
Okay, so maybe I gotta. It's just one guy doing this for the whole city.
I guess. I don't know.
The couch doctor.
The couch doctor. Yeah.
He comes with like a stethoscope.
Exactly. He's like,
He's like, he's like trying.
I have a thyroid problem, but we'll get it up there. I'm like, all right, geez.
Yeah, I guess that's a great way to have it die is just be sawed in half.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
My God, that's
No,
crazy.
it's very stressful. I try to carry it up like with like CrossFit friends,
Yeah.
and it was just not working. And
I mean, if I move, I've moved like what 6 times in New York City. If I move, because I'll probably buy next year. So if I buy, then I'll probably when I move, I will hire a company to do it.
Yeah, you must.
Because I'm almost 40. So I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Can you say almost 40 if you're 37?
Yeah, I'll be 38 this summer.
Okay.
So that is almost 40. I mean, I'm over that hill. 35 is like, ooh, I still got 5 years. But that was a pandemic. So
See, I don't want you to be almost 40 because that means I'm almost 30.
Okay.
And that terrifies me.
First of all, the 20s are overrated. Let's just get that out of the way.
You think so?
It's too much pressure to do a bunch of shit that you don't even end up wanting to do. Too much drinking, too much partying, too much this, too much that. Maybe not you because you're married and you're like working full time.
This is good. I feel a lot of pressure in my 20s
No,
too.
but who cares? Then you're in your 30s. You're like, oh, right. Like, and now I just want to sit on my couch. I have a job. Like, I think things slow down. And then when you're 30 and you have those friends that are still keeping up with 20-year-olds, that's like a huge warning sign for me. I'm like, well, things aren't going to go well. But, too much pressure in your 20s to like, just live. It's like, I don't want to live. I want to just be at home.
Yeah.
I think also because I'm doing stand-up, like I get my outlet, then I don't have to do extra stuff. But like 30s are when you like join like either a book club or like a volleyball team, and a Sunday drink is like you're like we're doing it kind of thing.
Did you try to do too much stuff in your 20s? You felt like where you're like, all right,
well,
this
my
is
20,
not-
the first part of my 20s was just I'm in Chicago and I was just free. So I was working as a storyboard artist, and my jobs only came every now and then. But I mean, it paid well, but it would come like maybe once or twice a month. I had a lot of free time to just drink, go out Thursday, go out Friday, go out Saturday, go out Sunday. Like me and my friend John and Jesse would just like would go to the beach, hang out, like bike around, be gay, date. Like I did that, and then I found stand up at 23, and then it got real serious at 25 when I moved to New York, and then I just spent 25 to 30 doing nothing but stand up. I didn't party, I didn't go out, I didn't date. I didn't do drugs. I didn't do any of the things you do when you're 20. All I did was open mics and bar shows every single night.
Wow. And then after 30, it was like...
Then I had my first boyfriend, Kike, and him and I dated. And that was a really nice time. And because I was like now I knew I could get spots. It wasn't so like, but then the pandemic hit, and then I called Schultz, and then everything geared up again.
Yeah.
So that's where now it's like the game has sort of changed.
I mean, I'd always tell you this, but it is so remarkable how famous you are.
I'm not famous.
But you are, though. You know that you are.
And I'm not like Schultz famous.
But I mean, okay, let me phrase it this way. My father works in France, okay? And his closest friend is this gay guy, okay? And that he works with.
Well, he's in France, so everyone's closest friend is going to be gay.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And every time my dad brings me up, he always goes, "Oh, was Matteo there?" And like every show, like my dad will be like, "Oh yeah, Mark was just."
I love that your like reference for fame is that your dad's gay friend in Paris knows who I am
and is obsessed. And like my dad can't get a word out about me without him being like, "Oh, but did Matteo?"
So now your dad knows who I am.
And no, my dad was with you when we were in Paris.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a fabulous time, and his friend was so jealous. He was
I've
like,
definitely become more well. I mean, like I get stopped in this. I just realized there's a dead cat on the table. No, but but honestly, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like I kind of live a very small. Like it's so funny. I did 3 shows at the Kennedy Center. That's probably 3,000. That's almost like 8,000, 9,000 tickets altogether. And you do these shows, you walk on stage, and sometimes they're cheering. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not Taylor Swift. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it hasn't connected yet. I get off stage, I just go back to my hotel. I come back to New York. I live my life. I go to the gym. I go to the cellar. I play Fortnite. Like, that's it. And then I go back out on the road. You do the show, and you just go back home.
See, this is the beauty of you having all of the success right now.
Right.
Because imagine if this happened for you when you were like 25.
It would be a nightmare. It would be a complete nightmare.
What do you think you would have done?
I think I would have been more anxious and felt like I had to keep ramping things up. And I've really sort of likened my career to the Barefoot Contessa. Like, you know, I'm not really going to evolve in a way. Like, I'm not going to, like, I'm just going to kind of give you the same roasted chicken.
Yeah.
But like kind of a little different. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, I'm just kind of slow and steady wins the race. So I think people feel like I got this and now I got to get this. And I'm like, I just, you know, I'm happy I'm not at the Ha Ha Hut right now. Like, I'm happy that I'm doing the Kennedy Center. So I'm just kind of like, just keep bringing stuff out and enjoy my content and enjoy the stuff that I make. And
you say that now, but I think in 10 years, you're going to be full Liza Minnelli.
I'm Liza now. I don't even need, I love Liza. She's so funny. You know, it's so funny. Her close friend, her piano player for years, finally found me on Instagram and messaged me being like, I have never seen a better Liza Minnelli. This is someone who's lived with her, works with her for years. Like, I've never seen a better Liza Minnelli than you.
I mean, at this point, you are like fan number 1 of the club.
I don't know that I'm a fan of Liza that way. It's more like I'm a fan of Barbra Streisand. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of Mariah Carey, even though I've got thoughts. But Liza is just someone like almost like a Mad TV character that like I've latched on to.
Yeah.
And I can kind of embody her. And like if someone was like, you have to speak like Liza Minnelli for the rest of your life, I'd be like, done.
Easy.
I could just.
I prefer that.
Yeah. Just put me in a wheelchair, give me a cigarette, and I could tell you stories about Uncle Sammy. I called Sammy Davis Jr. Uncle Sammy. Was so funny. He was so fun. My brother Joey would appreciate it.
It's so good.
I love Liza.
I didn't realize that her character in Arrested Development is just her in real life. It's the same person.
Yeah.
Literally.
My Liza, by the way, Arrested Development was when she was having her comeback. She had married David Guest. She had recovered from brain encephalitis. So she was like having her 5th or 6th comeback, right? My Liza is a little more subdued. It's post that, where she had her hip replacement and she was on probably opioids. Larry King. There's 2 Larry King Lizas. There's one Larry King where she's like real manic, like, and there's another one where she's just like, she can kind of barely pick her head up.
That's the one I watched. I watched the manic one today.
Where she talks about like, what are you talking to me about Elizabeth Taylor for? Mine is where Larry King asks her, he's like, what do you make of Lady Gaga? Well, when I see Lady Gaga, I see someone with strength, pizzazz, and also pizzazz.
I mean, she really is.
I'm doing her on the Home Shopping Network. If you look up Liza on the Home Shopping Network, there's a 4-minute clip that some gay spliced together the best of it, and she's just a mess. I mean, the callers are calling like, "Thank you, you're such an inspiration. Thank you so much, you're my mentor too." Like she's just
nodding off.
She's nodding off. The host is working it to make it seem like Liza's coherent, you know. And Liza keeps bringing up her knee, and the host has to, you know, I was upside down in a hospital making an album, and I broke my knee. I had my knee replaced. My knee. I found clay. Like she was just so cool.
Why do they keep putting her on TV?
Because she makes money and you know, Liza, Lindsay Lohan, and Britney are all kind of in the same category of like they can act however they want. And people are like,
Lindsay's kind of back.
Lindsay looks unbelievable.
You saw her?
Yeah.
She was with Steph Curry at the game, just like looking amazing.
Okay, well, I don't know about Steph Curry at a game, but I know
it
from the red
restaurant?
carpet.
You're like, what restaurant is that?
Steph Curry. Well, I love Indian food. Thai, like curry soup.
Yeah.
She looks great, and she's like acting again. She's really great. She's great. It's great to see Lindsay Lohan just doing what she does best: comedic roles in simple movies. She has a new Irish like movie coming out. It's basically a Christmas movie, but for Irish.
That's what they were missing.
St. Patrick's Day. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like St. Patrick's Day wish or some bullshit. But she's
Christmas
great
for Irish people. St. Patrick's Day. That's what.
Yeah, I think in Ireland they don't care about St. Patrick's Day, but in Chicago, where I'm from, it looks like a war zone.
Yeah, they pollute the river.
It's
like
awful.
A whole thing.
It's the worst day to be in Chicago. It is the worst city to have St. Patrick's Day.
Wait, why?
Green beer. I mean, every city has like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. Chicago, it is like times a million. Every single kids are drinking and throwing up in the streets. I mean, it is chaos.
Is this an Italian prejudice? I feel like this is you and your
No,
Italian
my dad's
pride.
Irish.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, my dad's Irish. My mom is Italian and Mexican.
Oh, so you're completely justified in this disdain.
Yeah, it's an awful. I mean, no one Irish is actually out in the street drinking. It's like, you know, everyone else.
This is SantaCon, basically.
SantaCon and Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Right? Where like some white financial dude's running around with like a sombrero on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he's got to live his life somehow.
Yeah, he needs this.
He's a few months away from wearing shorts in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So let's just let
They
him
took away
have this.
Quaaludes from them, so they need to have something.
What is a Quaalude?
I think it's a horse tranquilizer.
Horse tranquilizer?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And people are doing, what's with people and their obsession with horses? Fucking horses, horse tranquilizer, gays doing ketamine.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, is ketamine? I guess that's a horse drug.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, like, what were people taking during COVID?
Everyone was taking everything during COVID.
It was the horse dewormer. What was it?
Horse.
You don't remember this?
No.
There was a drug that people were taking during COVID. I can't remember the name, but apparently it was like a deworming thing. But they said it was for horses.
Oh, to take it to cure the COVID or
Yeah,
cure
exactly.
the COVID. What am I fighting? Cure COVID-19.
But it, like, apparently it helped as like a prophylactic, yada yada. But my mom was on the phone with me. She's like, I just got some. I was like, really? She's like, I've been taking it. I feel better than ever. I was like, and it's not the horse one. You got like the human one, because like there's this whole media propaganda thing where they're trying to make it seem like it's a farm drug, but they prescribe it for humans also. And she was like, well, no, I couldn't get my hands on that prescription, so I'm taking the horse one. I was like, Mom.
You know, what happened to just some orange juice and wait it out a little bit?
Nope.
We have to be taking horse drugs now?
Yeah.
Oh, we were so crazy during the pandemic. We were just unhinged, crazy idiots.
Were you washing the groceries?
No, I'm not that. I had COVID. I got COVID in March 2020. I call it my COVID Y2K.
Oh, did you really?
I was like seeing this guy, and he gave it to me, and then we had to like stay in my apartment together for like 7 days. He got sicker than I did, and I took care of him, and they never spoke to me again.
No.
That was such an asshole move. But no, but COVID, but so I had it first. I didn't realize I had it first, but then I wasn't able to taste anything.
Yeah.
And then it was like 3 weeks later, the New York Times came out saying, by the way, if you can't taste, this is a sign of COVID. So I was like, oh, I had it.
That was worse than the COVID. As an Italian, you're like, I can't.
Yeah, because I was making red sauce and I kept adding salt. I'm like, why can't I taste it?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
My wife and I did this when we got COVID.
Really?
She was like, isn't this going to be so fun?
I had it 3 times.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Matteo,
I know.
stop. Go inside.
I
okay?
was inside.
No,
I
go
was playing
inside.
Fortnite inside.
You were not inside.
I got
okay?
Omicron. I got the first COVID Omicron and then the thing after Omicron.
You say this like it was tours.
Well,
You're
I remember
like,
one.
We got Delta, we got Omicron.
We got United, Delta, JetBlue, and I don't know why I'm Southern. And we got ourselves some Spirit Airlines. I know, but people were really unhinged during that time.
Well, my wife and I, when we got it together. We were like, okay, we're going to quarantine in the house. We got 14 days. What do you want to do? We played card games. We watched Outlander, which is a great show. Have you seen this show? I don't know if you would like it.
I don't think I'd like
you will.
it.
I think you will. Let me explain. But she was like,
I hate it.
No, you are going to like it. I'm going to force you to like it.
I'm kidding.
And she was like, okay, we're going to eat all the foods that we can't normally eat. So she's like, you don't really like spicy food. We're going to eat a bunch of Takis.
Well, you can still feel the spice.
I didn't realize this, okay?
You just can't taste it.
She's like, we're going to eat a Pocky chip. We're going to eat like those super hot ghost pepper chips. We're going to eat wasabi. We're going to eat a bunch of stuff and to see how it feels. And I was like, all right. So we did like this mutant charcuterie board of just like jet fuel. And
didn't you think about your colon at all?
Didn't
People
even
just
cross my
don't
mind.
think of your assholes.
Didn't even cross. Yeah, I know. It never crosses my mind. And so we ate all of it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. You can't really taste it, but it's like a little spicy. Like, oh, this is crazy. And I forgot that my mouth had COVID, but my asshole did not have COVID.
Yeah, that must have felt like there was just like pine needles coming out of you in the
Literally,
morning.
dude. It was.
I got Indian food in Namesh Patel the other week, and I love Indian food, and I handle spice very well. I can eat spice, really spicy foods. But no, you forget. You wake up the next morning, you're like, do I have an STI somehow? I'm like, oh no, that's right. I had Indian food.
Yeah. I can't do spice at all.
Not at all.
I go to these spicy. I go to Indian restaurant, Thai restaurant. And I just go.
I brought
Blanco.
Blanco.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I say mas, and they're like, we're an Indian restaurant. I'm like,
you get what I'm saying.
Disculpe. But no, I brought Nick to that restaurant because he doesn't like he doesn't eat anything but like buttered noodles and chicken fingers and cupcakes. So we brought him there, and he was like, look, I'll be honest, I was really struggling, but he enjoyed it.
There you go. You're broadening his horizons.
He needs a little. He thinks I'm too particular when I eat, but I said, he's like, it's not easy to go to a restaurant with you because you're too particular. And I was like, why? He's like, you're too highfalutin. It has to be the right this, the right that, like a nice restaurant. I was like, yeah, well, we're in New York, so we can eat well, but you just want to eat fucking Domino's and your bodega all day.
This is great though. Like you are the dream partner because like when we were in Amsterdam, we were doing shows in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's right.
And you were there, and all of us, like we were just like finding random places that had like high ratings on Yelp. Like
Then
just
me
like
and Francesco.
literally, yeah, just like we have no taste. We're just like trying to like, okay, what's cool? And then we see you and you're like, stop. Cancel your reservation. Everything's off. Cancel the shows. Like you just came in. You're like a dictator.
I had Francesco DiCarlo, really great Italian comic, him and I were together. So of course we found like the good Italian places to eat.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, and they were all from Italy. So Francesco's famous in Italy, so we had him call and said, look, we have a famous American comic with us, Andrew Schultz, like that. We'll stay open.
It was amazing.
Yeah. That was so fun.
And then we desecrated the restaurant by singing Chicken Fried by Zach Brown Band.
Yeah, well, I didn't know the words.
Have you ever heard that song before?
No, under no circumstances.
Did you think that we were just inventing it? You're like,
no,
these guys.
I'm sure it's real. I'm sure there's a million songs I could sing. You'd be like, that?
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good point. Actually, speaking of which, I did watch the opera that you told me to watch.
Which one?
The one where the woman stabs her husband. Morte.
Oh, Tosca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched on
Did
YouTube.
you watch the Maria Callas version?
Yes, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Do you know that's that is known to be the greatest operatic performance of all time?
I will say
it single-handedly changed how we view and absorb opera.
It was amazing, and I'm a huge fan of opera. I will say I think there is a genetic component of opera in my family. I don't know why. My dad used to tell me that his father, and my dad's dad was like kind of like
homophobe.
I mean, probably, but was like a scheming kind of guy that would like. He was sort of like tough. He went to prison a couple times. Like he was like a French Canadian, just like a pirate basically. That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
And he would walk around the house. Like my dad would come home like after basketball practice and just see his dad listening to a record of some opera, walking around the living room, sobbing, crying, just weeping, and eating onions.
Oh, okay. Well, the onion.
I don't know why that detail is in there. He would like eat onions whole. He would like carve
Maybe
it.
That's why he's crying.
Yeah,
he's just eating an onion.
Yeah. But no, my dad would be like, yeah, he'd come home and his father would just be like weeping, listening to opera. And to this day, I don't know why, music is the only thing that makes me cry.
Yeah.
I watch sad movies, of course, Coco, whatever. But
I lost it on the plane watching Coco, and I was flying to London, and the British flight attendant came up to me, who was gay. He was like, I've noticed you've got a bit of sniffles. Do you want me to get you something from the back? But I was losing it. Like I lost a family member. I was losing it.
It is a heartbreaking film. It genuinely is one of the saddest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Cried the whole time.
What'd you think of Tosca when Maria, she has to decide between...
That's the thing. I get emotional. Like I'm watching it and I don't really understand everything that's
Do you
happening.
understand contextually why that is so significant?
This is what I wanted to ask you. I thought it was brilliant and beautiful, but I don't get why it's the greatest.
Maria at that time. So Maria, sorry to really Fast forward 3 minutes. Maria was, look, really tough life. Born in America, moved back to Greece. Her family's Greek. During the war, there's a lot of rumors that maybe there was some sort of soliciting of her body to sort of keep their family alive. But then she became a great opera singer, studied with the Spanish opera singer, then a French opera singer, and then slowly made her way up in Italy. But she had a very different type of voice, but she could do anything with the voice. So she was extremely controversial. Half the audience would clap, the other would throw radishes at her.
Wait, why?
And because she has what they call una grande vocace, which is like a big, ugly voice. So she wasn't like the pretty lyric soprano. She was like this haunting, big sounding, sulfuric tone. But she was so expressive that people became obsessed with her. Anyhow, at that time, she built herself up all the way to being the world's greatest opera star, singing any opera house. She's a fashion icon now. She leaves her marriage with this guy, Meneghini, who's an old fart, right? She leaves him, has an affair with Onassis, and then desperately wants Onassis to marry her, to start a life with him. But of course, he's like, a piece of shit. What happened is she got pregnant by Onassis, and he said, you pick me or the baby. So she had an abortion, and then he married Jacqueline Kennedy behind her back.
What?
So then Maria returned to opera to do Tosca, which is literally an opera singer singing about, do I pick my art or do I pick love? So when she's singing Visitarte, I lived for art, right? And she's an opera singer. She's literally singing about her life. So it's the most meta you could possibly get. And so when she's killing that guy, and she's supposed to be singing Morta, Morta, but she's singing Marta. I mean, she's replaying her real life on stage. So if you go back and watch that scene where she stabs him, she's screaming Morta, and she can barely hold the knife over because she wants to do it again. She's reliving her life. So that is why that performance is so powerful.
Wow.
And when she did Tosca, because she hadn't been on stage in like 7 years, there's a recording of it. When she walked out on stage, just walked out on stage at the Metropolitan Opera, 5-minute standing ovation. She literally, I can play it for you. She walks out, just walks out. Everyone's 5 minutes standing. She changed opera. She's the Michelangelo of opera.
Wow.
That's what she is. She changed how we view it, hear it, approach it, everything.
Did people with her type of voice after that, like after her, were they more embraced into the opera?
Everyone's trying to relive and be Maria Callas, but there's a certain tonal quality in her voice that no one else has ever had. Wow. And it's like a piercing sound, like the high notes are real piercing and sometimes shrill, and the lower tones are bottled. So she with her low tones, but she could do, they call her sfogata, which is like you could do anything with the voice. So she can sing any role. And they revived 100-year-old operas for her. She was the only singer that could do it.
Wow. She's like the Shakira of that
She's
time.
the Shakira. She's the J-Lo.
Yeah.
Let's get loud.
Did the audience know?
Yes.
So it was like news at the time.
Well, they didn't know about the abortion. They didn't know about that. But they knew about Onassis. They knew about, the gays. Of course they know.
Wait, opera was gay back then?
Opera's always been kind of gay. Look at it.
Yeah,
Zeffirelli did that production.
Well, to me, like skinny jeans are gay. Like everything's kind of gay to me.
I'm glad skinny jeans are out. It was too much.
Okay, it's even too gay for you.
It was, but I mean, I just look now. It's so funny. Like that 5 years ago, people wearing skinny jeans, and now they just don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it makes sense. I don't know. That they kind of had a long run.
But do you feel like it's too baggy now?
No, I like the look. I think it's
keep
cute.
it this way.
Well, I'm older than you. When I was in middle school, that was the look.
Yeah, isn't that kind of fun? How the pendulum
I'm literally looking at kids like, did I just go back in time? Yeah. Like what? Like, but I guess that's the look.
Yeah. I walked out with an outfit the other day, and people, like, all the guys in the street were like, why are you dressed like Jamiroquai? Like, I was just like,
Jamiroquai.
I was literally dressed
I even
like,
thought of Jamiroquai.
Like, chunky shoes.
That,
what is happening?
That video where like the gray walls kind of move.
Yeah, exactly.
Music videos used to be so cool, and now it's just so blasé.
Yeah, I'm curious. I actually just had a conversation with this guy, Director X. He like made every great music video ever. Like he's genuinely like one of the greatest music video directors.
Well, you're straight.
Of all
so
time.
what? Like, did he do Single Ladies? Did he do Telephone?
He did Bootylicious.
Okay, work.
That counts.
Yeah.
Okay. Other
Anything
things
with
you
Beyonce counts.
Okay.
You're
yeah,
in.
Yeah. But he's like a genius, and he was like, yeah, back in the day, music videos had like a hold. Like you would do it and drop it, and everyone would be like, oh, did you see the music video though? And like the music video had the chance to make the song go crazy. Whereas now it's more accessible, more people can do it, but it doesn't have the same
Well, now
impact.
music videos are cheaper, but they look very pretty. So music videos, like we can get the lighting and like the sort of digital camera, and so like we have the look down. But I mean, I think the last person to make a music video an event was Lady Gaga. I think her first album was like, I remember when Telephone was coming out with Beyonce. That was a legitimate event, at least for the gays.
You know what's so funny about this? It was Lady Gaga was the very first concert I ever went to.
Really?
Yeah.
You're such a like in so many ways. Like I don't even understand. Like what?
You have no idea. I was raised gay. I don't think you know this.
You were.
What's up, guys? We're gonna take a break really quick because I need to tell you about one of my favorite new products in 2024. It's called Zippex. Yes. Zippex is a nicotine-infused toothpick. Now, if you know me, you know I like to indulge in a little bit of nicotine from time to time, okay? That's true. I don't like to smoke it. I don't like to vape it. Obviously, those things are very bad for your lungs. They're bad for your health. They make you feel bad when you work out. Not good. But nicotine on its own has been proven in scientific trials to actually improve neural communication, improve cognitive function, improve sharpness, improve mental clarity. Look it up. It's very, very interesting research. Anyway, back to Zippex. This is a nicotine-infused toothpick, okay? This is probably my new favorite way to get my little kick of nicotine. It's absolutely amazing, and it's great because you can use it anywhere at any time. It's very, very discreet. You just pop it in, and immediately you're getting whatever flavor you've purchased. This one right here, peppermint watermelon. Tastes amazing. They have 6 different flavors. They're all fabulous, and they all do the trick. Zippex is great for a couple reasons. If you're like me and you don't like to smoke or vape, Zippex is probably my favorite way to deliver that nicotine fix right to your body. It feels absolutely amazing. It looks cool. And also on top of that, I sometimes get food caught right in this little tooth right here. I always carry flossers with me. I always carry toothpicks with me, but now I have 2 in 1. Boom. After dinner, I'm getting a little fix and I'm getting food out of my teeth. I mean, that's a win-win right there. 2, it looks cool. It's discreet. While you're driving, you pop a Zippex in. You're feeling good. You're cleaning out your teeth. What do you want more than that? Secondly, if you're someone that maybe does smoke, maybe you do use vapes, maybe you do use cigarettes, you're going on a long flight. You're going to be stuck somewhere. You're going to be at a funeral. You're going to be at a wedding. You're going to be a baby shower for your baby. And you can't be ripping cigs at your own baby's baby shower. I mean, that looks insane. So what are you going to do? Pop a Zippex in. Now you're getting your nicotine fix and you're feeling good. Now, what if you're someone that doesn't even like nicotine? Zippex has something for you as well. They have B12 and caffeine-infused toothpicks if you're not a nicotine user or you're trying to get away from your nicotine habit. That's totally fine. Zippex has helped tens of thousands of customers in leading a way to a healthier lifestyle that, maybe they currently vape or use cigarettes, and they can probably help you too. Make your lungs happy and try Zippex nicotine toothpicks. Ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vape, get a nicotine-infused toothpicks, okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to zippextoothpicks.com today. Get 10% off your first order by using the code GAGNON, Gagnon, at checkout. Your lungs will be glad that you did. You must be 21 years old to order, and I just want to say this as a warning, nicotine is an addictive chemical. Zip more, smoke less with Zippex nicotine toothpicks. Now let's get back to the show. John Mulaney has this joke where he's like, and this is not just me pandering, okay, but it kind of is. John Mulaney has this joke where he's like, I was supposed to be gay, and then God forgot to flip the switch when I went out. And sometimes I do feel that. I was raised.
Do you have gay tendencies?
I mean, I'm wearing a French soccer jersey.
Is this where you come out right now?
Yeah, exactly.
You come out as like bi, pan.
Well, I like hanging out with dudes, like talking to dudes. The only thing I really...
There's a difference between liking to hang out with guys and having a sexual attraction to guys.
Yeah, that's where it falls apart for me.
Then you're not.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I like having sex with women. One woman specifically. That's like there are gay guys that have had sex with more women than I have.
Yeah, but that,
I'm a woman away from gay. I'm pretty close.
You know
what I mean? Like,
how many women have you had sex with?
My wife. That's my point.
Oh, you've just had sex with one woman.
I've been with her since I was like 17. So
that's pretty gay.
I say my
Maybe
point
you're
exactly.
more of a lesbian.
Yeah, I think I might be a lesbian.
I mean, you guys U-hauled it ASAP.
I wear flannels all the time. My hair looks like Rhea Perlman.
You're dating Danny DeVito.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre thing, but I was raised only with women. My dad loves to listen to like electronic dance music. So my dad, this is the crazy... We have a lot to discuss. Okay?
I mean, evidently. I thought it was just the hair.
No. My dad's a French Canadian guy. Okay, Love Celine Dion.
Oh, thank you so much. I did a Celine Dion impression on my podcast, and everyone thought I made her sound Mexican. But then all the French Canadians came out and said, no, this is actually one of the most perfect French Canadian accents we've ever heard.
Yes, like my dad's French Canadian accent kind of went away.
Because French, in France, si tu want, tu talk with a French accent. They are talking like this, no? But it's French Canadian because they talk so more staccato. And that's a little more Mexicano. That's more Mexican.
But it is a little like kind of like a whine. There's a whininess.
It's more nasally.
A stochastic sort of nasally whininess. It's kind of fun. But my dad, his accent only comes out when he says certain words.
Right.
So like he'll just be talking like this, and then he'll like yell my sister's name, be like, Emily. And we're like, what? It just randomly flies out. But like he was like French Canadian guy, moved to South Florida, and then moves to Orlando, works in Paris nonstop. So every single morning I wake up 6 a.m. to go to school. Ever since I was a young kid, just playing Cascade, just like electronic dance music in the house, like deep house, like deep cut. And then he would just like work out like in the yard, like shirtless, and just like, and then hang out by the pool and
do work calls. Is he very machismo? Because machismo men tend to be super gay. Not like gay, you know what I'm saying, but like the Italians,
he's not
the
really
Greeks.
Machismo. He's sort of like Euro.
But that's what I'm saying. There's like a machismo like in Spain, Greece, Italy, you know, like these like hyper machismo men, but then they end up just looking like a Zara ad.
It's kind of that. Like he'll wear like sort of like floral like shirts with like his initials in the cuff. And like he'll always have it like kind of open and like
he wears a muumuu. Yeah, he wears a house coat.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like he loves his robe. He wears his robe every single day, and then goes to clubs.
I'm not a robe guy.
Really?
I said it. My ex loved robes. I see the robe. The only time I wear a robe when I'm at a hotel is if like I'm in my underwear and I want to do room service. I just throw a robe on to get the right. But like I don't know that I.
Feels like a hassle to me. That was my whole thing with the
I just
robe.
Don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not in love.
I'd rather just throw shorts on and then just kind of like be living.
I'm a shorts guy and no shirt.
Yeah, exactly. But the whole robe thing seemed like a whole to-do.
You gotta, I don't know. It's that all. I guess I would like it open, and then I feel like Magneto or something, like this big long cape or something.
That's how I always felt. And then you sit down, you sit on it, it pulls you back.
Yeah, and then it does, and then like it's too tight. And
try to eat breakfast, your sleeves it's like a whole. I'm completely with you.
We sound like such assholes. I hate robes in nice hotels.
No, I mean I think everyone can get on board with this. I think most people are not doing robes. I think robes is a quality of the 1%.
I agree.
Yeah, it's pretentious, a robe.
Yeah.
Unlike us, working class guys. You know what I mean? We're just union dudes.
It was so funny. I've been doing stand-up for 15 years. And it's the only past 2 years anyone's bought tickets. So I'm now like rushing to enjoy the things that like a nice hotel.
Yeah.
I spend my money on nice hotels on the road.
Worth it. You're going to spend a lot of time sleeping.
Yeah, and I want to like feel good for the show and not feel like that dread where you're like going back to like the comedy condo or like a Quinta Inn.
I think it's a reasonable
something.
expense. Anytime someone tells me like they spend a lot of money on like a hotel or like a bed, like if you're like, oh yeah, I spend like $4,000 on a bed. I'm like,
that's a lot of money on a bed.
Worth it.
On a bed?
Cut corners everywhere else. Don't spend money on anything. Buy a nice bed.
I don't know.
You're gonna spend a quarter of your life.
I got a Casper.
Is it nice?
It is very nice. It's very comfortable. But $4,000, I'm not. That's.
I've heard expensive beds.
I also have a full bed. My apartment's so small.
You have a full bed? Mm-hmm. Do you both sleep in a full?
Yeah, we sleep like squirrels in a nest.
No, you can't do this.
That's what we're doing.
Wait, why?
It's kind of nice. He's warm and I can lean on him. Except lately he's been like breathing heavily, and it's so annoying. It's like you either snore or you don't. I'd almost prefer snoring because like just snore. And I know if he turns on his side, it's better, but he likes to sleep on his back like an old Japanese man.
You can't do that.
So I'm like, can you move to your side? So you have to like push him. No, I don't want to.
Sleeping on your back that's a red flag.
I don't like it. I sleep on my side.
Yeah, of course, like a regular person. Sleeping on your back, that's like a vampire. Like it's like you're dying
it's
in a
demonic.
movie. Yeah, it is.
There's like a dark energy about
I'd rather
that.
he sleeps upside down in the closet. Like I don't want him to be like laying on your back like.
I'd rather you sleep standing up like a horse hovering over me in the bed than just snore. I'd literally rather sleep next to a tarantula than someone that snores.
But yeah, no, it's genuinely the worst. But you know what he could use? Mouth tape. Have you ever heard of this?
Like you tape his mouth.
It
I
sounds.
kill my husband in the middle of the night because he snores.
Morta.
Yeah,
No,
Tosca.
it's a mouth tape. There's one called hostage tape. This is not a plug, but this is just me. I use it. I use it sometimes. But literally, it's like a small piece of tape you put on your mouth, and it helps to increase like airway into your nose. They also have like little like nose strips. Apparently, it helps with sleep.
I'd rather him just sleep on his side.
Okay.
Than have to tape his mouth shut.
Well, you don't do it. You don't do it while he's sleeping. You tell him like, "Hey, this will help you sleep."
The only way I could get my point across.
Exactly. He wakes up.
Yeah.
I've been whooping lately. This helps me sleep so much. I didn't think it would actually work. Like this is. Have you ever heard of this? Okay, Matteo, please. This is gonna be good for you.
Is it like measures your sleep?
Yeah, literally. It's like it tells you how many hours you've been sleeping.
But how does that change anything? You just
Because-
review your sleep from the night before? It's not like you can make notes and edits. When you sleep, you're just sleeping.
But I lie to myself and think, oh, I slept like 8 hours last night. And then I check the thing and it's like, oh, you slept like 5. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Now, here's the thing. Here's how I sleep. When I sleep, the second my head goes on the pillow, I'm out.
Oh, really?
Out.
You don't have to do any like breathing thing?
No.
Like, wow. That's pretty good.
Just out. And then I'll wake up once every night to go pee.
No matter what.
Every night. I have to pee every night. I have to pee all the time.
Are you even awake or are you just like...
No, I'm awake. I'm like, oh, God damn it. And then I wake up, I pee, go back to bed, out.
Do you have pets?
No.
See, this is the weird thing of having a cat. For whatever reason, every time we wake up and I go pee in the night, the cat follows us. The cat also wakes up for no reason and follows us to make sure like we're good.
What's your cat's name?
Tika.
Well, that's kind of cute.
It's kind of cute.
That's like a Pokemon name.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name for like girls in Costa Rica.
Is your wife Latina?
She's a quarter.
Same.
Her abuelita is like fully Costa Rican. And so Tika is Ticos. So we're like, all right, Tika, that's a cute name. But this cat, don't even get me started. I'm over
But
it
I'm
with
not
this
a cat guy because I'm allergic to cats.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Consider yourself lucky. I woke up to this. I came back from the gym today. I go into the apartment. I look at my bed. This is going to kind of gross you out. This is what I find in my bed.
What is that?
Vomit. The cat threw up in my bed.
Oh.
And then I go downstairs. I clean up the sheets. I'm like rushing to get over here. And the cat is like just looking at me like, meow.
Filing its nails.
Literally wants a treat. I was like, you motherfucker.
Why did it throw up?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I don't want pets.
Eating disorder. I don't know.
I think I want.
The cat's going through something.
I want when I get enough space, I want like a gray pit bull.
Really? Why a pit bull?
I grew up with pit bulls.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with pit bulls.
Can you help me?
Sure.
I have a small prejudice against pit bulls.
Okay.
They scare me.
Okay.
I see a pit bull out in the wild. I'm just like,
Have you hung out with them?
yeah. There was some in my
They're so
neighborhood.
cute.
There were some in my neighborhood. My brother-in-law had a pit bull, the sweetest dog ever. I love this dog, Penny, just an angel. But then I had neighbors across the street that had pit bulls that were like kind of bad.
I do think that pit bulls are very intelligent and they're very loyal. And so I think it just is sort of like how they're raised. And so I think they get a bad reputation because a lot of people are abusing pit bulls for the wrong reasons, whether it's fighting, they're not raising them well. And so it's not the dog's fault. I mean, if you raised a bunch of chihuahuas the same way, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
like
chihuahuas don't have back muscles like that.
But
you
like
know what I
German
mean?
shepherds,
Yeah, it's
German
good.
shepherds aren't used for fighting. They're used for like sniffing and like police dogs. So they
Yeah.
get a better rep.
Yeah,
but
that's a
they're
good
not any less dangerous than a pit bull.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, German shepherds in my mind have a good rep because like they have jobs.
They do have
they're
jobs.
employed. You know what I mean? You see a German shepherd, you're like, oh, this is a union. You know, he's part of the cops.
Yeah,
union.
he's punching in.
Exactly.
And
Right?
pit bulls are sort of viewed as like, I don't know, mini sharks.
Yeah, exactly. I look at a pit bull, I'm like, yo, get a job. Like, what?
But my sister's pit bull, he's a big gray pit bull. His name is Gus. You can do anything. You can pull his skin. You do whatever you want. He just
Really?
And when my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, I was so sad. And I was staying at my sister's house, and he could kind of pick up on it. And so he just spooned with me every night.
Really?
Yeah, I would wake up every morning just hugging Gus.
A snuggler.
Yeah,
I
love Gus. I love kissing his face.
Yeah, Gus seems like an angel.
My mom had a dog named Tonka who just passed away, and she was just an angel. She was a pit bull. She had a little pink collar. She never barked, never growled, never did. All she wanted to do was follow my mom around. So no matter where my mom went, Tonka was there. And my mom would garden. Tonka just follows her around. She was
nice.
so sweet.
We really don't deserve dogs. It's like they're such a treat. My dad.
Well, we bred them to be like that. I mean, it's like
They
we're like
bred
dogs are so
themselves,
cute.
okay?
Like that was a.
They bred themselves. All
Hey,
right.
I'm sure.
I talked to an anthropologist. I talked to them about this, and they were like, dogs. There's some research to suggest that some of them kind of like self-domesticated.
This anthropologist sounds like a complete asshole.
They wanted to be chihuahuas.
I know
okay?
nothing about anthropology besides the store that's at every single mall. And I'll tell you right now.
That's who I was talking to, actually. I was talking to a
that-
cashier at that store.
It takes a long time to breed because you have to breed based off genes. So like if the genes it's like a Pokemon. Like they did this study with a bunch of like fox, I think, and like the most aggressive and least aggressive. And as you breed, they start to change based off their aggression behaviors.
Oh, wow.
Which a human had to do that, not like a bunch of wild dogs are walking around each other like, you seem nice. We make a great house dog.
No.
Maybe it's a big plot with wolves. They were like, I'm so sick of living out here. What can we do to get inside those homes?
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
let's look cuter. All right, who's the nicest out of the group? You two. Fuck.
No. That's fair. Humans definitely had a hand in this. Don't get me wrong.
No pun intended.
But which actually, this is the thing I didn't realize. My brother-in-law breeds dogs. So like
Your life is more interesting every time
dude, it's bizarre.
I talk to you.
So first he was breeding finches. So he's a Mexican dude, and he loves finches. He like grew up with like I think they're finches. The ones with the little haircut.
He's like the closest thing to a Pokemon trainer.
Literally, it's insane. Though it's like the little like the ones with the haircut. Do you know which ones I'm talking
The
about?
dogs?
No, the birds.
The birds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they have like bangs. They're hilarious.
Fringe. They've got a fringe. Love these finches and their fringe.
He breeds them, and he would breed the birds, and then he started breeding dogs. And I didn't realize that when you breed dogs, sometimes you have to like assist. Have you heard of this?
No, I promise you that this is not in my Google search.
This is unreal. Because I would meet these dudes that like sometimes it's like tough like hood dudes. They're like grew up in like a bad neighborhood, and they're like, yo, I breed like pocket bullies. Or like I'll breed bulldogs. And like they're
Is that like Polly Pocket?
it's similar.
Mighty Max?
It's almost the same thing.
Okay.
And they'd be like, yeah, I breed these dogs. Like I'm like a tough dude and I breed pit bulls. But then you look at how they have to breed them. If they're not mating, they have to like jerk off the dog. This is unbelievable. Like they have to like either assist the dog penis.
Have they tried like laying out flowers and some chocolate covered strawberries?
Yeah, you need
some Marvin Gaye
aphrodisiac. Yeah, exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, the indignity.
They have to like line it up. And then if that doesn't work, they have to like artificially inseminate. And so you'll meet, if you ever meet a dude that's like, yo, what's up, fucker? Like I breed dogs. Like, I'm a tough dude. Just
like
ask
my
him.
friend Mark said that you jacked them off. I'm sure that'll go over well.
Yeah. No, they'll be like, wait, you also do that? Like you also breed dogs? Like you guys will have so much in common.
Well, I'm not into puppy play, but thanks.
It is a bizarre like sub thing where like they have to like subculture where they literally are jerking off.
I like how
dogs.
you just specify subculture because a sub means something very different in the gay world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, the sub in the gay world is a completely different vibe. What exactly is that?
Submissive.
Do people? I saw in your advice special there was a guy that was like, I only bottom,
Right.
and he wanted his partner like top,
Right.
and they had to. He was in the show with him, like they were next to each other.
Oh, I think he said, I want to bottom, but my partner only wants me to top. How do I let him know that I want to bottom?
This seemed like,
And I said, have you thought about just sticking your ass in his face?
yeah.
Those shows I do. I mean, I do these advice specials. They're on YouTube. It basically is just sort of pad out content. I have a lot of fun with it. And to like get my next special, like to like put my next material online. And I did it as like just a kind of, let's just see how this goes. And it's so fun. It's like crowd work, but it's more bit oriented because they're asking me the questions. So I'm not like asking anybody. Like I'm not like, what are you wearing? What do you do for work? Like I just have them ask me the questions and then like bits kind of fly out of it. It's almost like freeform writing.
Has anyone pitched you something or asked for advice that you're like, this is really funny, but I can't include this?
There's been a bunch of stuff that you can't include.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you able to give a vague description of what it would
I
be?
can't think off the top of my head right now. One of them was like for a work thing, like somebody like had like a really specific job and they didn't want to be seen or whatever. Like I think they work for like an airline or something. Nothing too crazy or controversial. But it's a room full of usually gays, so they've got fun stories.
Yeah.
And we have no shame, so Why not?
What's up, guys? We're going to take a break really quick because we got to talk about your amazing dick game. Yes, you. You right now. Listen to my voice, my deep, soothing voice. You have an amazing dick game. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you know someone with an amazing dick game. Maybe you got a boyfriend. Who knows? But if you have an amazing dick game, there's a way that you can make it better. And that's with the good people over at Blue Chew. Mm-hmm. Blue Chew is an amazing service that basically delivers a chewable tablet that has the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, all that stuff, but this is the chew. It's at a fraction of a cost, and it's never been easier to get your hands on the greatest dick game of your life. Mm-hmm. Never been easier. I'm telling you. You can go to bluechew.com, and you can submit all your information to a licensed person, a legit person that will then mail you a discreet, very unassuming, but very, very powerful package. You know what I'm talking about? The powerful package to your home. That's how easy it is. You don't got to go talk to a doctor and be like, yeah, I want, nope, easy. You got to just go on the internet, bluechew.com. I want to get the best dick given of my life. And that's how you do it. Easy as that. And for the listeners of this show, of this program, you are going to get free first month of Blue Chew. Mm-hmm. You're going to be getting Blue Chew for free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. That's a cup of coffee. Black to be delivering that BBC. You know what I'm saying? That's bluechew.com, BLUECHEW.com. Use the promo code Gagnon, GAGNON, and receive your first month for free. That's bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And thank you so much, Blue Chew. I'm telling you, man, check out this product. Even if you're one of these people that's like, I don't know, I don't really need it. What are you talking about? It could be better. It can always be better. Let's say you're in the 1%, you're about to be in the 0.01% with Blue Chew. Now let's get back to the show. Can I ask you some advice questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
I pulled these off of Reddit. And I figured if there's anyone that can give me good advice.
You just asked on Reddit for advice questions for me?
Even better, I just found
I've never been on Reddit and I'm way too afraid to go on.
Don't go. That's not a place for you.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous place that I don't think you would enjoy that.
I'd rather go hang out with the breeder.
Yeah, I think you guys would have a fun chat. Okay, this is one that a friend of mine found. Mm-hmm. It's pretty wild. So we just found these on the advice subreddit. This morning, I opened up my boyfriend's photo app and saw in his favorites.
Is this
album,
a girl?
This is a girl.
Okay,
but I wonder if it changes if it's a guy. Actually, we can do that as well. I opened my boyfriend's photo app and saw his favorites album was a video of his ex-girlfriend giving him a blowjob. He had two things saved in his favorites album, a selfie of himself and that video. I've never seen it before, and the date was from 2020, so it was from a while ago. I didn't delete it, I just unfavorited it. It made me feel gross. He's unemployed right now, and I'm taking care of everything for him at the moment, so finding this breaks my heart. What should I do?
Not go through your boyfriend's phone?
See, let's go.
Talk about telling everybody that you've got major trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she going through his phone?
Yeah, it's literally, she says, I opened his photo app. So maybe she was like...
No, she was digging.
Looking for something, right?
And she found something, and then no matter what explanation he gives to her, he has no credibility because she's decided already what the story is. That's why you can't go through people's private things because you have no idea. Even if it's a video of him getting a blowjob, you don't know if he favorited it and completely forgot about it. It doesn't matter. Everyone still has their own business, I think. If he's not messaging her, which I'm sure she went through his messages and this is all the evidence that she could find, it's like you got to let people still be themselves.
Question, though, if you have photos of an ex or like intimate, experiences with an ex, once you break up, should you delete those?
I mean, I have of mine, but I didn't delete that. I just forget that they're there. I have like 9,000 photos.
That's what I'm saying.
I think even my husband saw photos of my ex, like on my iPad, because everything goes to my iPad. Mm-hmm. And he didn't really have it. I mean, he gets like, yeah, that was another time in my life. If I have to go through and delete every single photo, that's exhausting. Yeah. Also, being naked and being gay and sending those photos, I mean, it's like eating a bacon, egg, and cheese. I mean, it's just so common. It's like, yeah, So I guess it's less for the gay world. Not that, I don't know. I think if found him like sexting her, that's one thing.
If it was a recent sex, of course, that's infidelity.
But it's from 4 years ago.
Yeah, and apparently before they were together.
So get off his phone.
Get over it. Do you even bring it up to him? Would you even bring it up and be like, hey, I saw this thing? Like,
no, because she's risking saying that she's going through his phone. And he's going to be like, that's a major trust issue. She'll be like, but this, and that. I mean, This sounds like the relationship's not going great.
Yeah, right? Once you're going through someone's phone.
It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of on the rocks.
Yeah.
Has your phone ever gone through back in the day?
No.
There you go. I don't know. To me, that seems like a major red flag. If they're like flicking through things, searching for stuff. So it's like if you're searching for stuff, you're gonna find something. You're gonna find a group chat where.
But also, like at that point, just say, you know what, I'm feeling like we're having major trust issues, and I think we should work on it. Just go directly to the problem.
Yeah.
But I think relationships are weird. Sometimes you want to protect other people's feelings, but you have like your own insecurities, and then you're embarrassed to tell your insecurities because you want to present a certain image to somebody. And so I think it ultimately just comes down to like, what are you projecting versus what you actually are?
Yeah.
And so I think you're just better off being who you actually are for that person, and then that way you probably have less insecurity.
I had a friend that he was with this girl, they were like kind of hooking up, had nude photos of her, and that like she had sent him that they'd taken together, whatever. And then they broke up. Years later, she passes away, and he was like, saw the photos again. He was like, what do I do with these? He said it's like the most
I have nudes from an ex that passed away.
What?
I do.
It's so morbid, but also
I
so
do.
weird. But it's like,
No, but like
should I delete these?
No, but I mean, he committed suicide. So
God.
I know it was horrible. The whole thing was horrible. Not when we were dating. Can you imagine? It's like, that would be like blaming me.
Yeah.
No, we were broken up by then. But I look at them now as like, it's a nice memory. That was something that we shared with each other and had a good time with each other. And so, no, I don't have regrets.
Damn. I don't have really any nude photographs of myself, I'll be honest.
None?
Yeah, not
You
really.
should take them now.
Because
Because things are going to change. And I feel like you're looking good. You should probably take some pictures and then just hang for yourself.
Should I do like a boudoir shoot?
No, they're not George Costanza. I think that's a little embarrassing.
I think that'd be kind of nice.
I think just like a nice nude photo in like a mirror.
I don't know. It just feels so weird.
Well, because you've been dating the same person since you're 12.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to show.
Well, I mean, nudes are usually for like flaunting to other people or trying to get attention. But you should just document what you look like now. I mean,
Just to show my kids one day. Be like,
I don't know. When you're 40, you might not have a nice ass.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
a
want
good
to
point.
like document that like you did.
Yeah, there was something going for me at one point. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I'm going to save all of them, and then in the event that I die, I'm just going to automatically upload all of them to OnlyFans, and then use that to pay for my funeral. It's just going to go straight there.
Well, I don't know what this plan is.
This is genius.
You should
I think.
talk to your business manager about this plan. It seems incredibly
Make a lot of money right
strange.
when I pass away. Everything goes on the cloud,
That's kind of a great idea, actually.
right? It's sort of genius.
Yeah, maybe I'll do the same.
Okay, here's another one. Is it wrong that I no longer want to date people who engage in a specific hobby? I've dated multiple people who have had the same particular hobby, and every single time those people end up all having the same character flaws or issues within the relationship or their own lives. It's to the point where I want to cross off anyone who's really into said hobby just to avoid repeating
What's the
history.
hobby?
It's video games.
Is that what they said? Mm-hmm. I was like, is it meth or is it gardening?
Yeah. No, it's video games.
Is this a girl?
I don't know. It's nondescript.
So this person thinks that people who play video games.
All have the same
It's
character
a woman.
flaws. Yeah, yes, of course.
I play a lot of video games.
And do you feel like you have substantial character flaws?
Of
that are
course, I'm a
similar-
comedian.
Okay, that's fair.
What is this?
That are similar to other video game players?
No, but I will say that people that don't play video games underestimate what video games can bring to people. So for me, I play video games because it's a hang. It's a way I can decompress. It's a way that I don't have to focus on my insane schedule. All I have to worry about is what I'm shooting right now. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I also think that people undervalue video games by not understanding the amount of work and artistry that goes into it. It is so, if you actually sat with a video game artist and had to realize like what they have to go through to create the look
It's unbelievable.
and the amount of testing that they had
Like
to do.
Skyrim? Did you play Skyrim?
I never played Skyrim. I know obviously Skyrim, but like,
unbelievable.
but like even like Breath of the Wild,
Yeah. It's
like
insane.
to figure that game out. But I think the outsider looks at it as sort of like, I don't know, you're playing badminton or something. Like it's there's a lot that goes into video games. And I think if someone was reading a book for 5 hours, it's like, oh, well, they're reading a book. It's like, I don't know. To me, now if video games, if you're doing it 12 hours a day and you're losing track of work and you're eating like shit and
Your name might be Matteo Lane.
you might be me during the pandemic. But I don't I think that if it's just casual video game playing, I think that's fine. I just think it sounds like sometimes people in relationships have a really hard time handling other people's independence. In other words, there are times where you don't have to do everything as a couple. I think if you're a couple, 2 doesn't become 1, you're still 2. And you just work together. And sometimes people need time to decompress and be alone and play video games. And if it's every single day, then you can make compromises with each other and say, can you play Monday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, we can have our nights together? That might make more sense. But are there personality traits with people that play video games? No, because I play video games and my friend Donnie play video games and we couldn't be more opposite.
Yeah, except good hand-eye coordination. Apparently people that play video games
good
actually
hand-eye
have
coordination.
better dexterity.
Really? I probably do.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, I think they did there's like a surgeon study.
Except for my friend Nick. He's been playing Fortnite for 4 years and he's still just as bad. Offers nothing.
I feel like he just builds the whole time.
He can't build at all.
This is a beautiful front.
No, he can't build at all. Not only can he not build, he doesn't know how to edit. So editing is like one of the first. So when you build in Fortnite, you put up a wall and then you can edit. So there's like 12 blocks, right? Or three. Yeah. So then you can like edit like a door open or a window open. So you can go through and then re-edit it close. It's the most basic
and fundamental to the game.
Right. Nick just walks up to the wall, knocks it down, and then rebuilds a new wall. And then every time he gets fucked up in like an end game because he's like, the wall. We're like, well, you just didn't learn how to edit, you idiot. I'm not learning. He won't learn.
So you're not going to be
He's
good.
Insufferable. We constantly tell him, Nick, you're the worst player we've ever played with. He's like, meh. He has no reaction.
Oh, wait, is he on your team when you play, or are you playing against him?
Yeah, it's me, him, my friend Donnie, and Simmer.
And Nick just dies first every time.
Nick just runs head into back. You know what he is? Really good at sniping.
Oh, really?
For some reason, he's a great sniper. He'll be like, got him. Headshot, 140. And we're like, what? But then he's useless everywhere else.
Yeah.
Useless.
So you just got to put him up somewhere.
You can't like sneak around with him. His character's a secretary and she's got heels and a pencil skirt and she just is running forward with an AK-47. We're like, Nick, we're hiding in the bush. Well, I'm going to go find someone. And do what? You can't even fight them. Yeah. It sounds like while he's running.
Oh, that's hilarious. And he's just can't sneak for anything. Just
no, he's not good at. My friend Jacob is really good at sneaking. Him and I love sort of like sneaking through the game to see if we can make it to the top 2.
See, this is why you would love Skyrim.
No, I do like Skyrim, but Skyrim's too, you know what it is? I'm losing time to have like that many hours of dedication to video games, where Fortnite's like a pickup game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can just play 5-6 rounds with each other and then call it a night.
Did you play the new Zelda?
Tears of the Kingdom?
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I've been watching so many videos about why other people hate it. First it came out, and they're like, oh my God, it's better than Breath of the Wild. Oh my God. But I was like, j'accuse. Like, I'm already upset that we're on the same world because the whole point of Breath of the Wild was about discovery, about being alone, about what's at that mountain. Can I reach that thing? Can I, like, it was so addictive just to play. Like, you could spend hours just on a mountain discovering stuff. That was the whole thing of the game. Big things and little things. Where Tears of the Kingdom is the same map. And whatever story.
Well, worst map, I think.
Well,
I think it's harder to navigate. It's harder to like, get to things.
And there's nothing in the sky.
Exactly.
There's nothing in the sky and there's nothing in the downworld. The downworld, yeah. Right. The downworld is the same biome for the entire thing. There's this like reskinned bad guys. It really was disappointing because we waited 6 years and this is the best that they could do.
Yeah.
And it kind of like dilutes the greatness of Breath of the Wild a little bit. A little bit because it's like, like I think I'll replay Breath of the Wild. I played it twice through and I got all the shrines. I'll probably play it again. Like I'll wait 10 years and play it again.
I don't think the new one's gonna take away from the old one.
It's something about it devalued it for me.
It's like when there's a bad sequel.
Yeah, kinda.
And you're like,
why did you do this?
Yeah, it's
just
like,
leave the first one as is.
It tarnishes the first one. You're like,
we waited 6 years for that, and it came out like the Sky World. There's like a bunch of empty rocks.
Yeah,
and I get that the mechanics are like you can build stuff, but.
And floating the things and all those.
But I don't want to spend 40 fucking minutes building something that barely works to roll. No, this is so the antithesis of Zelda for me.
Yeah, it just felt like I would spend an hour and a half and accomplished nothing.
It didn't elevate the game in any way.
If I wanted to feel like I was doing nothing with my life, I would just be alive. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the couch quietly.
Yeah, I'm using this game to feel like I'm
Which
going
apparently this person prefers.
yeah, exactly. Just silence. In the
I would write
apartment.
back and say Tears of the Kingdom is, not great. Oh, we have so much time. Okay.
Okay. Here's one for you. Question.
Yes.
Tired of women in gay bars, even when it's something like underwear night. So I was at a local gay bar last night, and they did an underwear night once a week. Lately, women have started showing up and also stripped down to their bra and underwear. As you can imagine, as a gay guy, I don't want some half-naked woman dancing up next to me. I've heard a lot of other guys weirded out by this too. The place plays porn too, so you would think it would keep them out, but no, every gay place is just supposed to cater to these intruders. Sick of it.
He sounds misogynistic.
Oh.
Here's the thing. It's like, I understand there are certain types of people, and women have been known to do this, to sort of tokenize gay men. And so they go to gay bars, and I heard this for myself when I was 20. Am I going to the gay bars, and women saying, we just didn't want to be around any men tonight.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
And you're just like, oh, like you view us as like a petting zoo. Like you think that we are a
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, essentially. So, but then there are other women who are also fucking gay, or maybe they're bi, or maybe they're non-binary, or maybe they're trans or whatever, and feel safer in a queer space, and that's how they want to express themselves, and everyone should be welcomed. I just think to like point out to like these like cis straight women and be like, ew, gross, go away, you're a woman. Like, you're a part of the problem. There's nothing wrong with a cis straight woman coming and expressing herself in a gay bar. Can you imagine being gay going into any straight bar and them saying that to you? You're disgusting. Get out of here. You're gay.
Yeah,
Leave us
I shouldn't
alone.
have said that.
No, but I mean, look, that's how we first met, and I just want to say we've really made up from it.
I do apologize about
But
it.
I just think, yes, I understand that maybe there are a certain type of woman who would come to a gay bar and treat gays like they tokenize them, and they don't treat them like real people, and that's a very patronizing way to approach somebody because of their sexuality, and someone might be there to like express themselves sexually or, whatever. But if that's not who you are, that aside, and you are a cis straight woman and you want to come express yourself, go ahead.
I wonder if there's like a younger gay guy that's like, finally, I found my thing.
Sounds like it. It sounds like, it sounds young. It sounds like I just dropped my wedding ring. They've been dealing.
You start thinking about gay bars, you're like, fuck this thing.
Fuck this. Let's go to the bars. Gay bars are so stressful. Yeah, I would say like it sounds like a younger or older maybe.
Just over
Get
it.
these fucking women out of here. God damn it.
That's funny. Okay, this is the last one that I'll ask you from this little series here.
All right.
And this is not really advice, but I'm curious what you think of it. Okay. This is a thing that we did in a philosophy
God, my advice
class.
isn't being that funny. I'm much funnier in my advice specials, I just realized.
Matteo, don't even worry about being funny. We know you're funny. Okay.
The stress. Okay, go ahead.
We know you're funny, Matteo. You're worth it.
Thank you.
You're good enough. But seriously, pick it up though. This is a thing that we did in a philosophy class, where basically it is a story, and then you have to rank who is the best person and who is the worst person based off of their behavior in the story. Are you ready?
Yes.
Don't be so enthusiastic, okay? There's a woman named Abigail. She was in love with
The worst.
Okay, all right. Just because her name's Abby?
Yeah, I said what I said.
She's in love with a guy named Gregory. Gregory lived on the shore of a river. Abigail lived on the opposite shore of the same river. The river...
So they're across from each other from the river.
Exactly.
Okay.
The river that separates them is teeming with dangerous alligators. Abigail wants to cross the river to be with Gregory. Unfortunately, the bridge had been washed out by a heavy flood from the previous week. This is a problem, right? So far, everyone's.
Where are we? Are we in the village? Like, are we in M. Night Shyamalan's The Village? Where they're like, oh boy, are we in the Oregon Trail?
Let's just say this is like.
Is this Little House on the Prairie?
This is feudal England, okay? Let's just say that. Do they have
What's his name?
alligators in England?
Edward?
Gregory.
Gregory.
Yes.
I want to see you today, Gregory. However, the gators.
Abigail, I miss you so much, Abigail. Unfortunately, the bridge had been washed away by a heavy flood, so she went to ask Sinbad.
Sinbad's in this now?
A prominent comedian from the 80s. No, she went to go ask Sinbad, a riverboat captain, to take her across the river. He said he would be glad if she would consent to have sex with him prior to the voyage. She promptly refused and went to a friend named Ivan to explain her plight. Ivan did not want to get involved at all in the situation. Abigail felt her only alternative was to accept Sinbad's terms.
Why isn't Gregory making an effort?
Gregory doesn't know. He's across the river. He's just over there playing with
I was just over here wishing that this river wasn't full of alligators.
It's like full of these big lizards, you know what I mean?
I've got my foot. I lost a foot from an alligator trying to get me buff.
Yeah, exactly. His foot's all gone. He's bleeding out, and so he's just a bit bummed. And the only person that can help him is Abigail.
I've made me some toast.
So Abigail sleeps with Sinbad.
Slut.
Sinbad fulfilled his promise to Abigail and delivered her to the arms of Gregory. When Abigail told Gregory about her amorous escapade to cross the river, Gregory cast her aside with disdain. Heartsick and rejected, Abigail turned to Slug with her tale of woe.
Who the fuck is Slug?
He's a new guy over on Gregory's
There's a lot of people on this river.
Yeah.
It's me, babe.
Slug's on the other side of the river. He's on Gregory's side. Slug, feeling compassion for Abigail, sought out Gregory and beat him up. Slug beat the shit out of Gregory. Abigail was overjoyed at the sight of Gregory getting his due. As the sun set on the horizon, people heard Abigail laughing at Gregory. So, tell me, who's the worst person? Is it Abigail for sleeping with someone?
Probably Sinbad.
Is it Sinbad for coercing this woman to have sex with
Yeah,
him
that
just to get
sounds
across the river?
like kind of me tooing.
What about Ivan, who heard about Abigail's whole problem and did nothing to help?
I forgot about Ivan.
Gregory for punishing her because she did what she had to do to go see him?
I don't know if Gregory or Abigail are the worst, but I think Gregory is also like, oh, it's so nice to see you. And then she's like, well, I had to do all this to get over here. And he's like, I didn't ask you. We could have waited for the crocodiles to leave, or maybe we built a bridge together.
Yeah,
I believe communication would have been better. Is there a way you could have communicated to me what your needs were, and then that way we'd be able to work together to be able to see each other?
Yeah, it wasn't
But
urgent.
you came out here of nowhere. I didn't know you were coming over, and the introduction of you coming over here is, by the way, I had to shag Sinbad to get over here.
You sucked him off.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know. So maybe, like, Abigail, you're not a great communicator, but I'm an innocent bystander in this situation, and now you've told me that you've slept with someone else and we're supposed to be in love. Can't you just fucking wait?
And then he gets the shit beaten out of him?
And then right.
Yeah.
When he casts her away, what does that mean? Is
He
just
basically is like, you slag. And then is like, we're done. I'm over it with you.
If my boyfriend came to me, we were long distance dating, and I had no idea he was coming over, and then he surprised me, and he was like, I made it over here. I flew Lufthansa, but I had to sleep with the captain to get over here. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right?
Can't you send a note? Can't you fly a note over?
Take a different
I don't know.
flight.
I'm not saying she's the bad guy. I understand that she wants something, but it sounds like she's sort of acting off her own selfishness. I want this, and I'm going to do what I can to get to it, not communicate to him if he'd be okay if I did this.
Yeah.
Were they in a committed relationship?
I think they were. They were in a committed relationship.
So
Long
Sinbad
distance.
sounds like the worst, though. Be like, he could have easily taken her over, and he used her sex to get her over there.
Yeah,
So
there's no redeeming quality of Sinbad, I don't think.
there's no redeeming quality of any of them. They're all pieces of shit. But I'd go with Sinbad's the worst.
Yeah, Sinbad's probably the worst. And then Abigail's probably
Do
second.
they have the list of who it is?
This is the thing. There's no answer.
Oh, I thought there was going to be an answer. I was going to be so pleased with myself if I was right.
Well, basically, they took a scale from like a bunch of different classes where people kind of ranked them, and then they came up with like a group ranking.
Okay,
so
what is
most
it?
people ranked Sinbad as the worst.
Yeah.
They said this guy had no motive to be a good person.
Right.
People then rank Abigail really high.
As the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like she slept with this guy and then laughed at him when he was getting beat up. Like this is like her long-term
Yeah, if she
boyfriend.
really loved him, she seems like just a mess. I don't know that she's a bad guy, but she seems like there's things that aren't going right in her life.
Right? Yes. Abigail's going through something, I think. And then Slug, they said, was pretty low. They were like, Slug, like, just kind of was angry, heard about this thing, beat up a guy. Like, what he did wasn't right, but, you know, he's not the worst. And then most people put Gregory kind of in the middle. They're like, he cast this girl away, but also
I just think he wasn't communicated to. If my boyfriend was flying over from, Italy, right, in some imaginary world, or London, I guess, right? Hello, it's me. If he comes over from London and didn't tell me that he was coming over, and then when he comes over says he blew the pilot just to get there, I'd be like, what?
why?
I would be upset.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hurtful. I feel like, especially like you could.
But it's because I love you. I'm like, well, then you don't know how to love properly.
Yeah, I would just shoot me an email. Like we played Fortnite last night.
You could text, you could FaceTime.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's the problem is when you're on Little House on the Prairie, it's hard to get messages. But why couldn't you find any other way to communicate to him?
Yeah, there must have been another way. See, I've been watching a lot of Outlander, which I
love that you had to bring this up.
I genuinely think this is a show you would love. Because
is this like the Roman Empire thing?
Better.
How many straight guys think about the Roman Empire each day, week?
It is.
How
similar.
often do you think of the Roman Empire?
I was actually just thinking about it. I kind of zoned out while you were talking because I was thinking about Nero.
But you really think of it that often?
It comes up more frequently than you would think. The Roman Empire thing does come up quite a lot.
What is it about the Roman Empire that we're so fascinated by?
There's a lot of documentation. We know a lot.
I was going to say, it's probably of the ancient world, the most known about because it's the most recent.
It's pretty recent.
And it's also so well documented and you could still go visit it.
They did a lot. There's a lot of great buildings. The Colosseum is amazing.
Well, I thought it was cool that they had like the aqueducts, they had heated water, they had
so much technology.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, every time I see a fucking Italian, I'm like, ugh. It comes up every time I see a fucking.
Well, there was
around.
no Italy back then. It was just Rome.
Same shit.
Everything was Rome.
The same thing.
Everything in the Mediterranean, from North Africa to parts of the Middle East to Spain and Italy, were all just the same. Everything was just mixed.
That's what I'm saying. Have I ever told you the hand talking thing?
The gestures.
I might have told you this in Amsterdam. This theory that I heard.
Oh, let's hear your theory.
This is a good theory, okay? This is
this your
science.
Theory or someone else's theory?
Is someone that works in anthropology, okay?
But enough of anthropology.
I was asking her about it, and she said, this is like a theory that people have floated. I don't know if it's true or not, but basically the reason why Italians are so hand gestury, they speak so much with their hands, is because Italy, even in the current day, is so disparate. There's so many different types of people, so many different dialects of Italian, and there's so much different people groups all converging all in one major city, Rome, which historically has always been this metropolis, and during the Roman Empire was the city of the world, that you had all these different people all speaking different dialects, and the best way to communicate was using their hands.
Right. Well, they do use their hand gestures. Each hand gesture means something different. Mm-hmm. This is what do you want? This is I'm hungry. This is it tastes good. This also means it tastes good. This is gay. This is mafia in Sicily. This is crazy. This is together. This is perfect. This is forget about it. This is fuck you. Yeah.
Kind of makes sense.
I know, but it's weird that it's just Italy that kept on to it. Like,
I think you guys were the most metropolitan.
Well, also, I think of being a peninsula, it's the closest thing to an island. It's a little isolated, like the mountains in the north. You're surrounded by sea, so the culture becomes more intense.
That's true.
Where, like, France had Spain to be like, it's enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the Germans were like, okay.
The Germans. But
there's also so many different cultures. Like, I
think
in
the north of Italy, it's more even now you can see it.
Right.
The north of Italy, people have blonde hair, blue eyes, but the South genetically is more Middle Eastern. It's more North African.
Yeah.
So people are darker. They have darker eyes, different kind of hair, different skin, like different language, different food. Mm-hmm. I mean, they eat couscous, rice. You can still, Arab architecture is all over Sicily. Well, Naples is Greek.
Oh, really?
That's a Greek. It came from the word Napoles, which means Napoles, which means a new city.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's a Greek settlement. So Naples is more Greek. Sicily is more like Greek, Arab, French, Spanish. Like it has a lot of different mixtures to it.
Oh, interesting.
But in Sicily, it's very interesting because you go there and the language is different. Not like an accent. The language is different.
Right.
The people are different. The food is different.
But the hand gesturing.
The hand gesturing is like the same. There's some different hand gesturing. Like I know in Sicily, maybe they do it in northern Italy. I don't know if they do or don't. But like when you get the malocchio, like the evil eye, men grab their left testicles to ward off the evilness, and women grab their left breasts.
Oh, is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done that?
Maybe once or twice. Yeah, like to get rid of the bad. Or you can like do that to the ground.
Oh yeah, this one is
that. And if you do that at someone, it curses them.
That's fighting words? Like if you hit someone with
The
that,
worst is going up like this. If you do this to someone, like you're driving in traffic and you do this to someone, it says someone else is fucking your wife. That's what that means.
Damn.
Yeah, they're pretty intense.
But you got to swing on someone if like they hit you with that.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, Italians, or you're just go missing.
Yeah, swimming with the fishes.
I know but they still say Arabic phrases in fishing towns in Palermo, Sicily, to bring good luck for the fish. And I just watched a whole documentary on Palermo and the markets. It's an Arab culture, is how they would specify.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's the oldest food market in the world. In Palermo.
And what type of like Arab word? Do you know what the...
I don't know what the fishing boat guys say, but I know that in our dialect, in the Sicilian dialect, there's probably a mix of Arab and Spanish.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So to me, the hand gesture thing, I think makes complete sense.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense.
You're trying to talk with some dude from Tunisia or like Algeria,
and you're
or
trying to and
it's like, yo, where can we eat? Yada yada. Makes sense.
That makes sense. How did they navigate language back then? Because Latin was the spoken word in Rome, but then there was all these other languages that were like broken off Latin, and that would be French, Spanish, Portuguese. Romanian. And then how did Latin turn into... Well, Dante wrote Italian and declared it as the national language, but Italy wasn't like fully Italy. So there was just like, would have been like the Republic of, I don't know, Florence or Tuscany or Bologna. And then that was like the creation of the Italian language. It was a dialect of Latin. But now looking at it, it feels very like constructed because it's so pretty.
Do you know what we're doing right now?
What?
We're thinking about the Roman Empire.
Yeah, we are.
It's awesome, right?
Well, now I've moved past the Roman Empire. I'm more like in...
Stop it.
I don't know
Stop.
when Dante
No, you
was.
were thinking of the Roman Empire, okay?
But I don't think about it that often.
You're Italian. Every day you think about the Roman Empire.
Maybe because I've seen it. Like I've seen the aqueducts. I've seen, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think you think about the Roman Empire probably more than any straight guy.
I think about it when I'm there because you're eating pasta next to like a 3,000-year-old artifact. I think that's... But outside of that, I think of like... Oh, where could Mariah Carey have done things differently? I think more that's my Roman Empire.
That's your Roman Empire. It's just Mariah's career.
Yeah. She's got a great career. But
she looked good recently.
She looks beautiful.
Yeah.
She looks great. I love Mariah. Mariah gets it. Like she was doing an interview and she was like, yeah, well, I'm going to do this Christmas tour and then they put me back on ice. Like she gets it. You know what I mean? Like she understands, but think about it. She's 54 years old and can still sell out 3 Madison Square Garden shows. And like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you go see her when she was in New York?
Of course I did. Why would you even?
That was homophobic.
I was there.
I'm sorry.
I was there.
sorry.
Almost in the same seats as last year.
Oh, wow.
Because I got them through Live Nation.
You can't get season tickets. I mean, you should just be able to get
I should get season tickets for the Mariah Carey Christmas show. To be honest with you, it was better when it was at Beacon Theater.
Really? Wait, why?
It's just more intimate. You know?
I remember you telling Nick that you met her.
I did. I have a picture of me hugging her in an elevator.
Only one time, though.
Only once. I've seen her 14 times live, but I've only met her once.
And Liza, you never met her.
No. No, I'm not.
If you had the chance to go to like a dinner, like
Barbra
a brunch,
Streisand.
Really, over Mariah? Wait, why?
I think Barbara, I mean, they're both seem equally insufferable, like in their own way. But Mariah, like I have real questions for Mariah Carey that have nothing to do about her career. I want to know like what did you do between the ages of like 10 and 19 to learn how to vocalize like that? Like you had to have practiced every day. And how did you master this? And how did you practice this? And how did you I have real technical questions.
No one knows that.
But no one asks her. They always ask her about dumb bullshit. Or she always wants to be
about Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Like,
or that like, you write Christmas music. And it's like, I want to know about like, how did you develop that voice?
Oh, wow. So you would actually get into the details of like her technical
I could spend hours talking to her about that.
Oh, wow.
And what makes your voice feel weak? And how did you approach this? And what's your like, I mean, she does like when she was younger, especially, I mean, she could really sing.
And then Barbra Streisand. This is again going to sound homophobic. I don't understand the fascination with Barbra Streisand. I
think she started when she was like Lady Gaga in the 60s. You have to think of it that way. Looked different, sounded different, acted different, talked different. So it was, but now we're so used to it. Like, oh yeah, that's Barbra Streisand. But when she first came out, no one had seen it before.
Oh, wow. But that still like has a hold on you, like as a
Yeah, I
person?
mean, her voice is the number one voice for me. Besides
Really?
Maria Callas, Barbra Streisand is the number one. I think she's the greatest singer of all time.
Really?
Yeah. But you're just not familiar with her music.
Not at all. I'm kind of surprised by that.
I don't, we're not allowed to play any of her music on this.
I mean, I
Here,
want to.
I'll find it for you.
Yeah, I was pretty confident. Maybe like, I'll pull it up. But actually, we can. Brandon, can you just cut out the music part? Because I actually am genuinely curious about why
Okay.
Barbra Streisand is the shit.
So you, all right, so this is her when she's 20.
What's up, guys? We're going to take a break really quick because it's 2024 and it's time to talk about something important. When you are seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Yes, that's right. The world is a crazy place, and one person's negligence can result in another's settlement. And that's why I got to talk to you about Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and over 1,000 lawyers. Yes, these are the big boys. You know them, you see their billboards all over the world. If you ever drove down I-90 from Florida to New York, I'm telling you, you've seen the billboards, all right? Have you ever watched a UFC fight? You've seen them right on the banner. I'm telling you, these are the biggest guys in the game, all right? With over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. The annoying thing with most attorneys is that in order to submit a claim, you got to call them up, you got to talk to their people, you got to go back and forth on emails, you got to hope that they see it. They might charge you just to even look at their claim. Here's the cool thing with Morgan & Morgan. With 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim and one of their licensed attorneys will take a look at it and get back to you. It's that easy. It's like ordering something off Amazon. It's just a couple clicks. You can submit your claim very easily and cheap. Yeah, how about $0? That's how much it costs to submit a claim with Morgan & Morgan. Extremely easy, no fee required. So, if you are ever injured, you can go check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. That's right, unless they win for you. Unless they fight and get you compensation, you're not paying a single dollar. That's a pretty good deal. So, for more information, go to forthepeople.com/Gagnon. That's correct, forthepeople.com/Gagnon, or dial pound law, that's pound 529 from your cell phone. That's for the people, forthepeople.com/Gagnon, or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. This is a paid advertisement. Now let's get back to the show after this short disclaimer. Damn. What song is that?
Starting here, starting now.
That was just on an album? Like, was that a
Yeah,
part
that
of a
was
show or
her
something?
Color Me Barbara album.
Wow.
She was 2021.
21?
She started singing when she was 18. And she carried a cot with her. She was so poor. She'd sleep in 6 different places each night. So like one place every night. So she'd bring the cot with her, set up in her piano studio, sleep, set up her cot because she had no money. And then she was trying to make as an actress and she couldn't get a job as an actress. So she entered a talent contest at a gay bar called The Lion because they gave you free London broil for a week if you won. And she was so hungry that she entered and just sang. She won. And then a guy who runs a club called the Bonsoir, which is like in the village, was like, can you come do your act? And so she sang all these weird songs, opened for Phyllis Diller. And she would dress in like men's clothing, Egyptian eye makeup and long fingernails. And people would try and buy her a drink. And she would say, no, I want a baked potato, hard on the outside, soft on the inside. And she'd be on stage like speaking French, Italian, German.
How did you know all these languages?
She'd studied them. She was super smart. She was valedictorian of her class.
Oh, really?
And she was like learning French, learning Italian. There's all these recordings of her like giggling to herself and saying weird shit on stage when she was in Greenwich Village singing. She did a play with Joan Rivers before either one was famous. They played lesbians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and in her book, she talks very highly of Joan Rivers.
Oh, that makes me happy.
And Phyllis Diller.
That's wild. So she almost has like a weird comedy connection.
She was super funny in the beginning. And she was funny girl on Broadway. She played Fanny Bryce.
Oh, wow.
Because she was so comedic. But like in the very beginning, she was known as Zany. They all thought she was from Turkey. So the zany Turkish singer.
What?
Yeah.
Where did she grow up?
Brooklyn, Williamsburg.
She's just a Brooklyn Jew.
Brooklyn Jew.
And they like no one had ever seen anything like that before.
She just was so, and then remember she was doing a show called AM PM or something, or AM something. It was with I forget, a famous interviewer who was a real asshole, and she was on the show, and she was coming up as a singer, and she was sitting with all these Broadway producers, and she's 19, and they're like, well, how come we never saw you? She goes, because your people won't even look at me. She goes, that's why. It never made any sense. You can only get this if you have credits, but how am I going to get a credit to be able to be seen by you if you make that impossible?
Wow.
She's like yelling at them.
I understand. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, I mean, you really just have to play that one part of the song and be like,
and that's nothing. Vocally for her,
really?
Nothing.
Huh.
She's in the Guinness Book of World Records for holding the longest note for musical movies.
Oh, really? I am completely unaware of this.
Because she's so like, hello, I have a house in Malibu. Like, she's so that now that people forget where she came from. But if you look at her in the 60s, I mean, it was like this, like, and the 70s, a phenomenal singer. Just like phenomenal.
Yeah. Why do you feel like she's, I mean, obviously to you, she's not underappreciated, but to me at least, like, she's not brought up in, like, people talk about Whitney Houston, they talk about
I think it depends on the circles. She has a more Broadway sound. Whitney's more R&B, more gospel, so it just depends on, like, also the timing. You're born in the 90s, I'm born in late 80s. Barbara's from the 60s, 70s, they're her careers, so it's like, it just, like, people think Aretha Franklin is a better singer because they were born in the 60s.
Does she have any, like, pop hits?
Yeah.
Like,
she's got plenty.
Is there a Barbra Streisand song you could play that I'd be like, oh?
People.
How does that go?
People who need people.
Oh, yeah.
Are the lucky. Don't tell me not to live, just sitting by our life's candy and the sun's a bowl about it. Let's see, Barbara.
Oh, this is so funny. Is this every day for you, just educating straight people about Barbra Streisand?
Yeah, I've had to educate Keith Robinson a million times about Barbra Streisand. This is her in the 70s, so you can see, like, her real vocal flex.
Yeah, as she's, like, maturing.
Do you know how high that is for a woman to sing? Yeah. You know what she's famous for is memories like the corners of my eyes. You know that song? No. Misty watercolored memories for the way we were. Really? Papa,
that.
Can you hear me? Papa from Yentl.
No.
So my friend Trana's got a great joke about Yentl, but
I know, I've never heard that. I'm
literally
going to go through.
Guilty?
No. This is like the first time. Do you know Alex Media from the podcast?
Yeah, of course.
I was talking to Alex. This is like when I first started going on the road with them, and he was like, "Yo, I mean, Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time." And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard that one song, New York." And he's like, "You haven't listened to like Blueprint or like?"
I just like it's a hard knock life because it was Annie. That was the one crossover from Jay-Z and Gaze.
Yeah, that's where it really
Annie.
He does it a couple times. He did Linkin Park. He did Encore.
I mean, that's also embarrassing to do Linkin Park.
Yeah.
This reminds me when I got stuck in an elevator like a couple months ago.
With Mariah Carey?
I wish. No, that elevator did not get stuck.
Wait, why were you stuck in an elevator?
Oh, I was getting Botox and it just got stuck.
For how long?
An hour. I know.
Did you get scared?
No. I just am nervous that I have to pee because I have to pee all the time. I have to pee now.
But you got pee nerves in the elevator. You didn't have to pee in the second.
But the man with me was in his early hundreds. I mean, there was no like I could have done anything. He would. Who are you? Like, it was so old.
You got stuck in there with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the worst.
I asked this girl in my audience. I said, "How long were you stuck in an elevator for?" She was 6 hours. I said, "Where?" She goes, "India." I said, "How many people were in the elevator?" She goes, "No one." I said, "That sounds not right." Seems to be a lot of people in India. Yeah, but. And then I got stuck in an elevator last week in Detroit.
What?
It's a nice hotel, the Shinola, which is a great hotel, but I got in, 2 other people. We pressed the button and then nothing will open, nothing will move. So then I just called the front desk from my phone and someone came and opened it, but I just used the stairs for the weekend because I was like, what if I have to go pee?
I mean, this is terrifying. Why, this is happening multiple times?
I survey audiences every night because I have a joke about it now. So many people clap. You'd be shocked at how many people get stuck in elevators.
No way.
Yeah.
It's like genuinely one of my biggest fears.
It's not as bad as you think.
I don't know. It freaks me out. You're stuck in there. You can't move. You got to pee.
The peeing thing. I have to pee all the time.
Do you want to take a pee break?
No, we can keep going.
Okay.
That should be okay.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I might have to in like 15 minutes.
That's totally fine. But yeah, I don't know. The elevator thing freaks me out, especially if Mariah Carey's not in there. It's like, what's the
She
point?
did a whistle tone for us in the elevator.
Yeah, what does that mean? I heard you say that.
A whistle, you know that really high note that she does?
All
the
I want
super-
for Christmas.
No, come on, like
is-
emotions. Like she sings that high. You've never heard this?
I'm sorry, Matteo.
Are you joking?
I'm a
That's
bad
like
gay. I
That's
know.
what she's known for.
I know. You'll always be my baby. Oh, I
God
know,
damn
Matteo.
it.
I know.
All right,
I know.
one last thing and
I
we'll
didn't-
move on.
I didn't realize there was homework for this. Okay?
Well,
Had I
because how do you
known-
not know?
Had I known we were going to do all the world gay history, I would have brushed up.
Well,
okay?
this is my ancient Rome, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I'm just going to play at the very end. All right. This is why she's famous. Just this. Yeah, hurry up. Whoa, yeah. The one you gave away will be. How did you not know Mariah Carey can do that?
How does she do that?
It's called a whistle tone.
But is she singing or is she
Yes,
whistling?
that's singing. Her vocal cords pinch so tight that
That it-
she creates these high notes.
And it literally whistles.
Yes.
Wow.
She's like, it's her signature. She does it like in almost all of her songs.
I didn't know that was a thing. So that's what you mean when you're saying practice. Like, oh, you had to be doing this for
Right.
10
Like, how
years.
did you get that? Like, she's 21 there. I'm like, how did you figure this out? Like, what did you have to do to figure out that you can sing 5.5 octaves?
Like, how many people can do that?
Not a lot.
Like 100. Like,
no, I mean, people can't. People have whistle tones. Like, Ariana can do it.
Oh, really?
And they did a whistle tone duet together.
Oh, I've never seen that. That's
God
wild.
damn it. Me and my gay friends have to sit you down in front of YouTube and show you the first season of YouTube. That's what my friend Bob the Drag Queen's joke. He's like, I've seen the first season of YouTube.
That's the thing. Gay YouTube is a completely different place.
I mean, my YouTube right now is all video game shit.
Okay, so you're not even on gay YouTube.
I've seen it.
I've heard of it.
The go-tos are like Patti LaBelle fucking up that Christmas song, Liza Home Shopping Network.
Tyra Banks having rabies.
Oh, that's a great one. I forgot I showed you that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
We were all rooting for
Tyra.
you. That's another one.
I mean, gays
See?
could rehearse that.
So I'm not completely oblivious. Okay?
Yes, but that was also 5 minutes of hanging out with me.
Yeah, that's true.
I really lost a lot of your followers. We've gotten into Barbra Streisand and Mariah Carey.
Who cares about them, dude? I want to know about this. Okay. Next time I talk to a gay, I'll be like,
Well, now you know what a whistle tone is.
exactly, and I'll be like, Barbra Streisand, and they'll be like, why are you pointing at me?
No,
Like,
Mariah Carey.
no, but I'll be able to talk about.
Oh,
Barbra
yeah, but you
Streisand
can talk
too.
about Barbra Streisand. That's
That's what I'm
right.
saying. Now I have the entire lexicon.
That's true.
I feel like I'm completely
I
fluent.
gave you the right ones to sort of watch.
Yeah, exactly. This is because you got me hip to opera, which I indulged in,
Right.
and now I know the whole
Opera
deal.
is, I feel like it's less palatable for people because they just assume that it means it's smart and pretentious. But like, it's not. It's just a different kind of way of singing.
Yeah, it wasn't always that way, right? Like back in the day, was it?
Well, opera's from Italy. And it's kind of like Italian folk music, like soul music. That's what it is.
Like
basically.
poor people back in the day liked opera.
Everyone liked opera. Everyone still likes opera.
My
in Italy.
grandpa was the poorest guy ever, and he loved opera.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it affects some people and doesn't affect other people. But
Yeah,
I love opera.
yeah. But you were saying Mariah Carey would be the one person you'd want to sit down with.
I have questions.
But you say that also with a negative tone, where you're like,
Yeah, Mariah. I mean, I love Mariah. I've seen her. I am obsessed with Mariah Carey. But then there's just been like some sort of career decision making where I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Where did we go? How did we, like, sometimes she's on, sometimes she's off. I know she's very emotional, but I don't like that her fans are also like in denial. I wish that I think Mariah wants to live up to fans' expectations and sound exactly like the album because she's such a good producer and writer. She writes all of her own songs. She's written every single one of her own songs, and she has more number one hits than anyone in history besides the Beatles.
oh wow,
And if she gets one more number one, she beats the Beatles.
more than Drake.
Are you what? Are you joking? Is this some kind of sick, cool joke?
I
might kick you out of your own podcast.
She has more number ones than Drake.
Yes, she has 19 number ones. The Beatles have 20.
Wow.
She has more than Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Usher.
This feels like a conspiracy.
This
feels
is
like
the
I'm
truth.
talking to my
Billboard,
mom
no,
about like the moon
Billboard
landing.
100. That's why she's so famous. She wrote all of her songs.
Wow.
But then it just like I just feel like I don't know. I guess what I'll say without criticizing Mariah, what I wish she would do is a more stripped down version of her songs on tour and really focus on the voice. Because she uses a lot of playback sometimes, which I'm not mad at that. Like, I don't care. Like, she's put in the work. If she needs to, like, step out and have playback sing for her, fine. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. You still get a good note here and there. But it's like, I think there's, like, times when Mariah Carey is just, like, casually singing jazz at, like, the Carlisle online. You can see it, and she sounds unbelievable. I'm like, just do a jazz album, focus on the voice, just bring a piano out and a stool and just do that. But she's so worried about how she looks and the dress and the hair and the lighting, and it's like the voice comes like in 7th or 10th place.
Yeah, fame is a monster though.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, if I was under that kind of pressure and people expect you to look a certain way and, you know, and you want to look pretty, and I understand that completely, but I feel like there was the last concert I saw her in where she was truly Mariah Carey was in like 2013 at the Beacon Theater when she did her first run of those Christmas shows. And she didn't care how she looked. She didn't care about the lighting. She didn't care about anything. She was singing live, and the reaction from the room, because all the fans know, we don't like to talk about it, but we know when she's like not really singing. The reaction was so white hot because we were listening to Mariah Carey's real voice. It was so gay. And but I'm like, doesn't she feel that and think, oh, okay, then the focus should be on my voice, but then the next year you go back and she looks perfect, and then the voice isn't as good, and you're like, oh god.
Oh, wow.
But I don't put pressure on her. She paid her dues. Like, you know.
So I'm saying she's 54. Like, your voice kind of
Patti
starts
LaBelle's
to
in her
change.
70s and sounds unbelievable.
Really?
Voice hasn't changed an inch.
When did she record her first album? Like, was
Patti LaBelle?
Was she recording young?
Patti and the Bluebells in the early 60s.
And her voice hasn't changed?
No, she can still sing everything.
What do you think it is?
I think Patti...
Deal with the devil?
Patti comes from an era where a lot of those singers are, where like, you didn't have an option. You had to be good. Where like even by the 90s, Mariah was never like a club singer. She never did the circuit in the clubs and worked her way up. I mean, she was a background singer for Brenda K. Starr, but she was more of a studio singer. She loved to produce, and she's a really good producer, a really good writer. So, you know, but hey, she's known as a singer and you sing live, but she doesn't have, like, Whitney was singing since she was like 10. Her mother had her singing in church. Her mother had her singing in clubs with her. Her mother had so Whitney could sing till she died. Well, the last year wasn't so great, but Patti comes from that too, where it's like, it's almost vaudevillian. Like, you just gotta sing it.
This would be gay history that you can help me with.
Okay.
When there's this video of Whitney Houston and Celine Dion singing on stage together. I saw this recently.
Whitney and Celine together?
I think so.
No.
Tell me who it is, where someone sings and Celine Dion's like shocked, and she's almost like aghast at the note that this person sings, and she's like angry about it. Have you ever heard this?
Was it Celine and Beyonce?
Maybe it's Celine and Beyonce.
And she sang with Destiny's Child?
I think so. And she was like shocked at like her voice, and apparently like the rumor is like she was like mad about it.
No, wait, Celine.
Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, of course. And I know the duet you're talking about. Because I was like, Celine and Whitney never sang a duet.
But
Mariah and Whitney did.
Okay.
But Celine, no. There was a that's not true, because Celine's really supportive of like other singers. But there was Divas Live in 1997. They had Mariah, Celine, Shania Twain, Aretha Franklin, Gloria Estefan did like the Divas Live, where they all came out and sang. It was at the Beacon. It was a big hit. And at the end, Celine's trying to out-sing Aretha. And there's a lot of different versions of that story. But Mariah wrote in her book that, you know, I mean, it is uncomfortable. It was Aretha's moment, but so Celine kept trying to out-sing her. The thing is, Aretha and Celine are pretty equal in terms of vocal power. So Aretha's challenging her. Like, she'll do a riff and Celine matches it. Aretha does another one, Celine matches it. And it was like this crazy moment, which is kind of cool. It's almost like a Pokemon battle, but voices. But you can see Mariah just like slowly moving towards the back and being like, I'm not getting involved in this. And then Patti LaBelle apparently told Mariah, like, if you had gotten involved, I would have killed you. Like, you are not supposed to, like, that. The night is for Celine, and be good to, or the night is for Aretha, be good to Aretha. You know, don't try and out-sing the diva.
And why did Celine check her, you think?
Because I'm from France and I think that we are friends and I'm singing with my friend.
You think she was doing it to try to be...
I think that Celine legitimately thought like, I'm having a good experience.
Oh, wow.
And Aretha's like, get off my stage. And Mariah's like, I'm stepping back.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. I saw this like randomly like on Instagram. And it was like one caption and I was like, okay, I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
But this is like a whole...
I think they did like, I don't know where they were, something with VH1, I'm sure, but in Destiny's Child, they'd sliced off the first two. So there was just the three of them, the Kelly, Michelle, and Beyonce. And they did a lot of duets. And so Celine must have had a concert that they came out and like sang with them, or maybe Celine came and sang with them at their concert for some TV program. But I don't think that I think that some people love to like create stories, but like Celine's a great singer and Beyonce's a great singer. I don't think they're trying to out-sing each other, especially at that time. Beyonce wouldn't try and out-sing Celine because Beyonce was the younger one at the time.
I never even finished my my Lady Gaga story. This is the first concert I went to. You had insulted me, okay? You had
I called you.
Disparaged my name, but I'm not gonna let it keep me down. My dad took me and like four of my siblings to the UCF Arena in Orlando to go see Lady Gaga right after her first album dropped. I think he was aware peripherally of like Just Dance, like the big hit from the album. And he was like, oh yeah, this will be a fun concert. We show up. It's me, my dad, and like my younger sister. Like I was probably like 14 at the time. I don't even know. And then just 1,000 gay dudes, just the whole place, the little monsters. And we pulled up and my dad was like, oh, this is different than what I had anticipated. He had completely oblivious, no idea. Somehow you guys knew about Lady Gaga from like day one. I don't know.
We knew her through Perez Hilton.
Oh, really?
At the time, Perez was like really boasting about this young new artist, Lady Gaga. And so I knew nothing about her, just her. I knew that she wore sunglasses and had like, her hair was a bow.
Yeah.
And then Christina Aguilera was trying to release her album by Bionic, I think is what it's called, at the same time. But then Christina was trying to do these kind of looks, and somehow people were claiming that Christina was stealing from Lady Gaga, which helped boost Lady Gaga way up, because then everyone's like, well, then who the fuck is Lady Gaga? And she had all these hits. And then I started liking her when she was performing on American Idol. I thought, oh, she's just another club, like Just Dance, gonna be young. I'm like, whatever. And then she came out playing piano, singing.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, well, now I like her because she's actually talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my dad just thought she was like a club hit, whatever. We showed up and it literally the
gays and thongs being like,
yes, like, and the show's like provocative. Like we didn't know at the time that it was going to be like a whole thing, like Cirque du Soleil. She's like naked at one point. It was crazy. And then my dad just, as we're leaving, he just looks at me. He's like, just don't tell your mom about this. Like it was like our little gay secret. He's like, just don't, we don't even need to bring this up. If she asked, just be like, yeah, it was fine, and just keep it moving.
I like your dad.
It was.
That's great.
It was amazing.
That's great.
But see, that was the first concert.
Don't tell your mom.
Literally. And like,
what's your review of the concert? Don't tell your mother.
Yeah. And then the craziest thing is that years later, my mom didn't even know that we even like went to the concert, and she's big on conspiracies. So she would play Lady Gaga's music videos and be like, have you seen this? I'd be like, what? She's like, it's all here. All the conspiracies are here. And literally she'd be like, she covered her eye. She's a part of the Illuminati. And like would break down her music videos.
Your mother's like a YouTube conspiracy person? Really?
Yes. Going through all of it being like, do you see the floors? They're checkerboard. Do you see the snake?
She's got to do something else.
You would love it. The way she breaks it all down, she's like, I'm telling you, it's all connected to one cabal for Satan. And I was like, what?
For Satan?
Like, what? Oh my God.
Oh,
it's unbelievable. So imagine
guys, we can't have anything.
Dude.
Everything's got to be Satanism.
Yes. Imagine my dad being like, hey, let's go see Lady Gaga. And then my mom being like, she's the devil. And this is the childhood that
I'm standing back here like, we got a lot more problems than the devil. Someone's got to come out in this family.
Yeah. It is wild. No one in my family's gay. No one came out.
I have 3 in mine.
Yeah, I guess you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting for
my brother, myself, and my cousin Brian.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Who came out first?
My brother, he's oldest.
And then and by the time you came out, everyone was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I also made it like funny. My family, someone was talking, I was trying to describe my family. It's like my big fat Greek wedding. Because my first show I ever did, I was 23, and I did it at a bar in Chicago, hosted by Marty DeRosa. I did 3 minutes and 31 members of my family came.
Yeah, that's insanity. Like, not only the size and support of your family, but the fact that the first time you do stand-up, you want anyone there.
I just didn't know. I didn't understand.
I didn't know either, but no one was allowed to see me for like a year and a half.
My Uncle Mike was like, "Oh, you're doing stand-up comedy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're getting the family together." And so they like bust themselves down there. I did a bunch of shows my family would come to. But then once I started doing open mics and realized like, oh, like you don't want your family there.
Yeah, because you did way better, I feel like, than you actually did. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if 31 Italians are at the show,
they were fine. I mean, did
they give you an honest read? They're like, yeah, we're not gonna laugh.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's funny. They're never really that impressed by my career. Even when I brought them to the Chicago theater, but they're very happy for me, of course. But like, they don't like boast about me to my face. Like when we're alone, we just talk about family stuff.
Oh, hilarious.
So it's not. My Aunt Cindy I brought my Aunt Cindy on the stage to do the sound check and light check, and so I wanted her to see the theater before people came in, like from the view of the theater, and then we looked at like people's signatures on the walls and stuff.
I mean, that's kind of
I signed next to Michelle Obama.
How cool is that?
I wanted to sign next to Liza Minelli, but hers is under a plaque because it's where Frank Sinatra's is, so they don't want anyone doing anything to Frank's. Yeah,
we signed right next to it when we were just there, and we like signed like right on the side. We're like, dude, we have to with the boys. Was she there?
I was there with you.
No, we went again.
Oh, you went back this year. That's right.
Exactly. And I don't even know where we signed the first time, but we did it right next to Sinatra. We're like, that's the one.
I did. First time I performed there was with Aziz, then was with Andrew, and then myself.
How cool is that?
It was very cool.
That's a sick little level up.
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, I had a good time.
How long until like what's the next step after Chicago Theaters? Just United Center?
I don't think my career will get that size. I can't see myself doing a stadium like Andrew or Matt Rife.
But 5 years ago, did you think it was going to be?
Yeah,
Chicago
5 years
Theater?
ago. Yes, I did. 5 years ago, I could see. I was like, I think I can. I'll get my. I always saw myself like I will do theaters one day. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to get there, but it's like how I enjoyed seeing myself. But I'm fine doing theaters. I don't know that I have that kind of ambition.
Do you ever get a sense where you're like, oh, this is getting too big?
No. I don't know how far, this, not to sound like a victim, but I don't know how far I'll be able to go. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm stacked up against, like, I mean, I'm doing amazing. Do you know what I mean? But my ambition isn't to do 10 stadiums and do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. That's not my ambition. My ambition is just, I really love doing theaters and I love performing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm an openly gay man doing stand-up comedy. It's possible that like not everyone's open to it.
That makes
so
sense.
I'm a little limited in that sense.
Yeah, some global markets might be.
There's more straight white men than there are gays.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of straight people that come to my shows, which I love. A lot of women, their boyfriends. But even straight guys come see my show.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like you are like I don't see you as a gay comedian.
Well, my friend Jared Goldstein brought up a great point. He's like, imagine every time you had to say someone was a comedian, you had to say they were a straight comedian.
Yeah.
Think about it. It would sound ridiculous.
Stupid.
The straight comedian Andrew Schultz, straight comedian Chris Stefano, the straight comedian Sam Morrell, the straight comedian Godfrey, the straight comedian like Keith Robbins,
Yeah.
But I'm still the gay comedian.
Well, I
and
guess
he's the gay not the meaning the only one, but it's like when someone mentions that's the gay one.
Right.
In that sense.
Yeah. Because I don't really see you that way. I see you as a comic that is gay. So it would make sense that if I went to your show, I'd be like, oh yeah, I really enjoy this. And also like the gay stuff is funny also. You know what I mean?
But I'm thinking about my hour now and it's not even that gay centric. I mean, everything's like kind of a nod to it. Or there are some stories like I talk about my experience as a gay guy at the gym, but it's not like, I'm not like, it's not super, I'm not singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like your point of view will always be in that lane.
Yeah, of course. And I'm very proud of that.
Right.
But I think my training comes from basements in Brooklyn with predominantly straight people.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not so much like I chose to like, I'm going to do comedy this way. It just comes from like what your training is.
Exactly. Yeah. Which I think is cool. I don't know. I feel like I could, like when I was watching your stand up even before I knew you, I was like, oh yeah, this just is funny. Like I don't even know if I heard like gay jokes the first couple times I saw you.
You just saw me wiping cum off my face. And you're like, he's pretty cool.
Exactly.
He must have gone to that Lady Gaga concert too.
I was like, I know I've seen that guy before.
But I have no ambition. I mean, I think I'm happy with my career, and I just hope I get to do this the rest of my life. I really don't have that, like, you know, if I had to do like a state, I don't even know how my career would get there, to be honest with you, to do a stadium.
Would you ever do a Broadway show?
Yes, in a heartbeat. 100%.
One of my favorite musicians ever is this guy named Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
And I don't know anything. This is, again, another very bizarre quality of mine. He's genuinely my favorite band is Panic at the Disco. I don't know why. Like, it's like an emo teen girl, like, pop punk band. I've seen them like 4 times. Like, I'm genuinely a fan. It's only one guy now, this dude, Brendan Urie. And he's like a Mormon kid from Vegas. They made their first album, A Fever I Can't Sweat Out, when he was like 19 years old. It's still one of the greatest albums ever, in my opinion. And as he kind of got older, started like doing Broadway. So he like appeared in like Kinky Boots or something. And I was like, oh, this is an insane
I would want to do
progression.
Like, I kind of did comedy because I couldn't figure out. I would never be able to navigate the musical theater world. It just seems so stressful.
Yeah.
So, but I always wanted to be a singer. And so in my head, I was like, well, I'll just make it as a comic. And then once I make it, I'll just do Broadway. Foolishly. That was literally my whole plan. And it's kind of worked out. I mean, I think I would be in the position now where I could at least, I wouldn't have to be in a casting call, you know, but I don't think that I could just get an offer to role. But I hope to get big enough that I could do like a role. But I'd love to do like establish a role, like build a role. It's like in a new Broadway play and do the workshops and all that stuff rather than just like appear in Chicago or appear in Kinky Boots. Not that that's not hard or anything, but like it would be really fun to actually be a part of the entire process, building up a Broadway show, spend a year in the workshops, doing getting my voice into really good shape and then doing the show.
Oh, that's interesting. So, like, speak this into existence. Like, how would this work? Someone would come to you and
That's
be
the most LA thing I've ever heard you say.
We're manifesting.
Speaking something into existence.
We're manifesting, okay? But, like, if someone were to come to you and be like, wait, Matteo, you're great. You can sing. You have, like, acting prowess. Take this role that's not really a popular role. It's almost like an off-Broadway show. And then build it up over 6 months. Like, would you stop stand-up to dedicate to a Broadway show?
I could do a year off of stand-up to do Broadway. I would take 1 year off.
Wow.
And I'd probably still pop in at the Cellar.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like off the road.
Off the road, yeah. It would be nice to have like a normal live in New York, actually live here.
But you'd want it to be a musical theater.
I would love to be musical theater. Are you kidding? That's the only way I would do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do a plain play. Boring as fuck. Did I think that?
I agree. Like this is another...
I just can't get into it. And what did Judy say when she opened the door? I never met Judy. I only knew her to be like, shut up.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, I want to hear like, what? I want to hear singing. And
that's how I feel. People think musical theater is gay. I think regular acting is gayer.
Regular acting is gayer than musical theater.
I completely agree.
I agree 100%.
You're just like seeing these two people like fake be mad at each other. It's like, just sing for God's
And then there's
sake.
like, you have to, the amount of belief I have to suspend.
Yeah.
I just would rather see the producers.
He's leaving. Exactly.
If they do a revival of the producers, I'd like to be in that. I think I could do a great job in that.
What's your role? What do you want to be?
Either Nathan Lane or Matthew Broderick, either one.
Would you do Book of Mormon?
Yeah. I don't know if my voice can go that high. And Mormons just believe.
There you go.
I haven't warmed up.
I think you got it though.
But they sing really high in that song. No, I don't. I liked that play, but I don't know that I would love to do that every night for 6 months.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I think I texted you. I saw Spam a lot.
Yeah. Was
like,
it good?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's like one for the kids.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a family. Like you could go as a gang and be like, oh, this is a good time.
I mean, to me, the perfect musical to be in is like Wicked, because the music is so good and it's just like, it's fun costumes, it's magical. You know, that would be a really fun play to be in.
Yeah.
But I can't play Elphaba.
I still haven't seen Wicked.
Oh, you should. I think you and your wife should go see Wicked.
Yeah, I think
you would really like it.
I genuinely think I would. I saw Donna Summer's show on Broadway.
All right.
And that's such
and I
a
love
good time.
Donna Summer, underrated singer for sure.
Amazing.
But you should definitely go see Wicked. That's like a real classic New York Broadway show. It's been 25 years, I think.
Yeah.
20 years, something like that.
We actually just saw Hamilton recently.
Was it good?
It was.
What's his name? Lin-Manuel. Lee-Manuel. Yeah. People are kind of not over him, but I saw something online where it's like, it's enough. I don't know. He seems talented.
He's just too talented and like, he's been popular for so long. People are like, all right.
I actually my favorite thing he's ever done has been in Mary Poppins 2.
I never saw that.
He sings this song like, la, 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 la. I can't remember the words. La, 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 la. When you go. Like, he's like...
He's in it? He's actually just playing the role?
Yeah, he plays like the new Bert.
It's kind of perfect.
The Dominican Bert.
Yeah. I liked Hamilton. But the thing again,
I got an offer to play the King's role in the European tour of Hamilton.
That's the best
role. So I'm getting closer.
That's the best role.
But I was like, I'm literally just reaching my dreams of doing stand-up in theaters, so I can't. But that would be fun.
You 1,000,000% should take that up. That is the best role in the whole show.
He doesn't really talk like this.
Exactly. He doesn't even really talk, though.
He just pop.
He just comes out and you'll be back.
Yeah.
Soon you'll see. It's the best song in the whole show. Sometimes the rapping, some of the guys are good at it, but some of the guys like... It's like watching theater kids rap, and you're like, wow, it's just so
There's
cringy.
Nothing worse than a theater kid trying to rap.
It was so I had kind of a disdain for the show because I did like improv when I was in college. When I was like a freshman in college, I was like, I like comedy, so let me try this improv thing.
Right, which is like a natural. I'm just checking the time real quick.
No, you're good. We're about to actually bounce in a second.
Oh yeah, I gotta head out.
And
we're ending on an improv.
Exactly. I did this improv thing for like a semester, and I was like, all right, I'm over it. But it was all these theater kids, and they were like, dude, I love rap music. And I actually genuinely like rap, but they were like, dude, I love rap music. Like, you know, Hamilton.
Are they like white suburban kids?
Yeah, of course. And they were like, dude, kip, stomp, jump, and rap. And I'm like,
it just always feels like that one video that keeps circulating as like that skinny white lady from the 80s who's like trying to teach you how to
crump and step and crump and step. Exactly.
Yeah.
And these kids were like, yeah, I just love rap music. You know what I mean? Like Hamilton like really put me on. And I was like, ugh. And it was the fandom that
I think you can like rap music, but you don't have to be involved in it.
That's how I feel.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you can enjoy something of like that country music. Like I'm not gonna get on a guitar and be like, there I go, where am I? Like I'm not. That's not who I am.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna try and be that.
Bothered me. I don't know. And no disrespect to theater kids, but I hate all of them. Okay. And
I think theater kids, it's the musical theater world is a really competitive world with a lot of insecurities, and so it creates like a really sometimes toxic environment. But generally speaking, I mean, it's really talented people.
Of course, but it's all the downsides of like the stand-up comedy world, but you can't make fun of them.
Well, that's right. I mean, that's the thing I love about comedy is like no matter like I cannot sit at the cellar with any kind of attitude because I'll get called out.
That's my point.
Immediately.
People are still insecure. People are still very competitive. But you sit down at the table and you have a stupid shirt.
You're humbled every day.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
that's what musical theater needs. More bullying. Okay?
I mean, we should send Keith Robinson to do reverse HR for musical theater students to teach them how to be shitty to each other.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I also think a great place to end. Matteo Lane, thank you so much for spending time
with me. Thanks for having me. I had a really great time. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed this, and I feel like I learned a lot.
I hope I wasn't boring.
Matteo, stop.
I get off podcasts, I'm like, was I boring?
No.
Was I talking too much about the things I like?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. The whole purpose of this, I would prefer to do this without cameras, and just you and I go up to the woods, and we sit in a tent.
You're getting gayer and gayer and gayer.
And just you and I would just bring a pit bull, and we just look into
that
each
would
other's
be cute.
But no, I would rather do this without cameras. Like, I don't even care.
I love that I wasn't even interested in you taking me there. I was interested in the dog.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
No, I just want to connect with you. I think this is really fun and a good time to do it. So I appreciate you spending the time with me.
Well, make sure you look at I Never Liked You with Nick Smith and Matteo Lane, my podcast.
That's already linked in the description. It's already linked in the description.
I gotta put it out there. I gotta promote. I almost brought Nick here, honestly.
Oh my goodness. And
I can come back, me and Nick.
Yeah, tell him to bring his favorite blouse. I can't wait.
He can't even pick.
Let's do this again, Matteo.
Yes, I would love that.